But my life is good. Really good. I get to wake up every morning at 5 a.m. and make some soup. It's the best. I love it. I get to lay in a bed by myself all of my life.
You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You're driving too fast, jail. Slow, jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses. You right to jail.
Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito? Where's my burrito?
Oh!
Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do, it's a video, Sting video.
What is...
For credits.
I don't know what that means, to play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay, in 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
We obviously didn't communicate clearly. We're here to discuss your surrender, not mine.
Tú eres tan romántico molestando con una diva. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivada y tú aburre mi corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Tú eres tan romántico molestando una diva. Me preguntas si te quiero. Yo te digo que no estoy lista y no quiero comenzar. No hay nada que pensar. Yo te dejaré atrás. Mientras gano más y más. No estás en mi nivel y tú no eres obligación. No estás motivado. Corazón. Eres un idiota sin inteligencia y razón. Entonces déjame tranquila mientras escriba tu canción. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Estoy aquí a disfrutar. Estoy aquí pero quiero gozar. Si quieres a mí pero vamos a bailar. Cintura a cintura, papi, tra, tra, tra. Bailando, gozando y me gusta tomar. Pero no quiero pendejos que no quieren respetar. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más. Déjame pendejo, papi, ya no más.
What is up, everybody? It is your boy Luis Martinez, aka Big Chief Burrito, live with you on a Thursday.
Yeah, early.
Live with my co-host Sofia Carrillo. How you doing today, Sofia?
I'm doing well. It's a rainy day. I'm a little cold. How are you doing?
It's a rainy day. It is kind of cold. That's why I got warm coffee.
Yeah.
What's the temperature at which point you switch from warm coffee to iced coffee? Is there a cutoff? Are you one or the other, or
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because usually in
Hard-hitting
the afternoon,
questions is all.
I'm like a nice coffee basic bitch, but
You know what? I'm one of those crazy people that like it hot, even if it's hot. Is that
all the
weird?
time.
Well, not all the time. I mean, I do like iced coffee, but it goes back and forth. It depends on my mood, I guess, rather than the weather. Is that weird?
Yeah, I guess it depends. There's a time when even in the morning I might switch to cold coffee.
The cold coffee, right?
Summertime.
Yeah.
Live and alive on a Thursday, Mi Gente
Yeah.
show coming at you. How'd you like the new intro?
I liked it, but I also couldn't pick up whatever's new. Was it the little chubby boy at the end?
The little chubby boy at the end, and then
Okay.
I moved some stuff around a little bit and just clean it up a little bit. I'm always
Yeah.
tweaking it.
Clean it up. There's no such thing. It is chaos. I love when it breaks into chaos at the end and it's just like everyone dancing and I'm like,
everyone's dancing. It's all good.
Gets me hyped every time.
Live and direct with you from San Diego, California, the Burrito Lounge, as we call it, Chula Vista, South San Diego, the whole thing. Yeah, on a Monday. The reason we're streaming earlier today is because we got flexibility depending on guest availability. And today, and let's see, we're talking to a comic book artist, and we're going to be promoting a Kickstarter campaign in a couple of minutes here. Anything else for you, personal news wise? Anything good with you?
Yeah, check out this hat, dude. Look.
Ooh.
La Original Casa del Taco, baby. It's a restaurant, National City, amazing Mexican food. Everyone, go get it. Totally not biased. I know we got hats. Isn't that cool? We got merch.
I will tell you that the other night, after karaoke, when I came to see you, we were looking just to grab some food, and the options were get off the freeway and go to Super Sergio's, which is right next to
Oh my God, you traitor!
Well, it was 1 a.m. What did you want me to do?
It's the drive-through. I know.
Call up the cop, call up the cooks, and be like, "Hey, open up." I don't have the key like you. And then or go all the way across to Roberto's on the other side of Chula Vista, or drive all the way into middle Chula Vista to go to Castañeda's. And I gotta say, we disappointingly chose like Super Sergio's. And I regretted it for like the next 18 hours, FYI.
The guilt set in.
No, it was not very good. It was, you know what? And here's some tips. If you ever go to a taco shop at 2 a.m, stick to the basics, like stick to the carne asada, stick to the stuff that they're cooking all night. Don't bust out the, can I get a chile relleno burrito that they've had frozen that they have to pull out of somewhere. No, that wasn't me. That was somebody else that I was with. But they took like 2 bites of it and they're like, this is not good. And I was like, yeah, that's because you got something like from deep in the menu that they had to bust out of the freezer, defrost. So
you didn't hear from me, but a lot of times their cooks go to my restaurant. So I'm just saying.
No, we know that's well known in the industry. All right. Anyway, for me, personal news is I am sore all the time now after starting to work out.
You're working out every day, or how hard are you going?
I'm going about 4 times a week now. This is week 3 for me. I started my new gym for the next year, so I'm fucking gonna get my money's worth or my pain's worth. But if there's any pro workout people out there, I need post workout tips, like what kind of protein shakes or what kind of supplements I need to take, because I am sore literally like all the time after my workouts. And I mean, does that go away after a while, or how can it happen? Anyway, I don't know.
I have not learned.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm just trying to go hard or not too hard, but it's taking a toll on me. I kind of like the pain a little bit. I'm a little bit of a.
You start getting better with time, right? Eventually, the soreness wears off.
I still work out even though I'm in pain, but it's just like, man, there's got to be something better than this. Yeah. All right, so let's get to the topics of the day. We're going to go into tabs. We're going to go talk a little Bad Bunny. We got some Trump stuff, some, another school shooting, all that kind of crazy shit that goes off in the news. But before that, we're going to do our Latinx Latino spotlight today. This is somebody that has worked with me in the past. She's an editor. She's also a news camera person here locally in San Diego. She's also a comic book artist, a writer, also Sophia, she's a bit of a smoke show. So if I get too flirty, just throw some.
I'll calm you down. Yeah.
press the throw water on Lou remotely button, please. if I get a little ahead of myself, as I am prone to do.
CSA.
But we want to welcome onto the show the uber talented Andy Duckliffe.
Hello.
Welcome.
Smoke show I am I?
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
It is known.
It is.
Thank you.
It is known.
Oh my God.
It is known. That picture you sent us too. Oh my goodness. There you go.
No,
Yeah,
we're like, oh my
fun
God.
fact. Fun fact, I had food poisoning when I took that picture. And
Hot.
it was like the first time, I know, it was the first time I didn't feel like absolute garbage, only like 75% garbage. And I'm like, I have
Oh
a
my
nice hair day at least.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's about. All right, so Andy's here to talk about her Kickstarter for her comic book campaign. We're gonna share the link on that and all that in a moment. But we wanted to get into it a little bit with you, just to kind of get into your background. You're a Latina, you're a woman in in many male-dominated fields, both as an editor, as a news person, and as a comic book artist. So let's start there. Where was the genesis of your artistic creativity growing up, and which one of those passions started first?
Wow. The comics and like art thing was sort of what came first. And I mean, I don't know, just growing up, little kids, we like to draw. My mom said that I loved drawing since I was like 2. And then when I was 10, my cousin, who was into like Mortal Kombat and all these video games, he drew one of the characters that I thought was like super duper cool. And I was just like, man, I really, really want to do that. And that's when I kind of like got a lot more into like the anime style drawing. Enter like the different like mangas like Inuyasha, Naruto, One Piece, like all of that were like really big inspirations for me when I was like in middle school, high school. But Andy, how'd you get in news? Well, come around to when I go to college, we're like post-recession. Like I think my first year of college was in 2011. So we were still like 2 years after the big, 2008 recession, but like 2009 is when we really started feeling the effects. So everyone's like, yeah, like you gotta major in something practical. Like art isn't practical, you're not gonna get a job. So I switched my focus to video production, and through that I kind of wound up accidentally getting a news job, since it was like the only thing that was local and I didn't want to move to LA. Yeah. And then I've been in it ever since.
Is there any oh, sorry, go ahead. Well, I just wanted to ask, is there any part of you that like regrets not going in full force, even if it was hard times at the time, just into the creative aspect?
A little bit. It's not so much regret, because knowing what I know now, like I understand where a lot of people were coming from. And I mean, even with like something as more practical as like video production, it still was a struggle for me to find that first news job that kind of led to where I am right now. But I do like wonder, I'm like, man, if I really dug my heels in, or like really like focused on like finding scholarships and went to an art academy, like how different would things be? But at the same time, like I also see a lot of, people that go to art schools and like get up thousands of dollars in student debt, or they don't get like the big video game job that they were promised. It's just, I go back and forth, honestly.
I feel it. Trust me. I feel it.
You get this news job, several of us find I have a day job that I'm good at, but I'm not passionate about. Is it that it's good that you're good at it, you have the skills for it, but did you at some point find a little bit of passion for it, or is it strictly like a skill-based situation for you?
I have good days and bad days. So one thing that really helped was, hello.
Sorry.
One thing that really
Wrong button.
Been working out. He's showing off the new muscles. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So I had a lot of mentors kind of teach me more about like storytelling way of covering the news. So instead of just giving a report like, oh, like the city announced like their budget and blah, 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 blah. It's more like, hey, who is somebody that's going to be like affected by, how the city budgets things. So talk to someone who's like, oh yeah, like these potholes have been like ruining my neighborhood since blah, blah, blah. Doing it more that way, where there's like a little bit more of like a human element, kind of keeps me a little bit more interested in doing what I do. But a lot of it also kind of depends on like the reporter who, how motivated they are, if they just want to do like a run of the mill story, or do they really want to like go the extra mile to like find somebody to kind of bring that human element to an otherwise boring story.
Gotcha. So where do you work now? Do you work for KPBS, ABC, or where?
I used to work at both of those stations actually,
Nice.
but now I am at Telemundo 20 and NBC7.
Ooh,
Yeah.
La
Yeah, they have
Raza.
like
Love
something called
that.
like a La Raza. Yeah, exactly. They have something called a duopoly. So technically I work for both stations, but because I speak Spanish, they like 90% of the time have me working with the Telemundo people. But it's been really good, and I practice my Spanish a lot, which Lord knows I need to do. So
Are you a
yeah.
little bit of a pocha like me?
I guess. I don't know. My mom does not like that term. She's like, no, no somos pochas. No somos like there's a whole other stuff to unpack with like classism in Mexico too, which I love
Yeah.
my mom. I do think she falls a little bit into that sort of way of thinking. So in her mind we're not, but like people still call me fucking like wetback and beater out in the street anyway. So it doesn't fucking matter how
Yeah.
educated or rich her family was or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I feel like I can never be as like for my family in Mexico, you're never Mexican enough, and then for everyone here in the States, you're always gonna be too Mexican. You know what I mean? Latina. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That which segues into some of the questions that we had a little bit about specifically, you know, in a male dominated field like news as well. I mean, some of the reporters and stuff is there, but it is, yeah, you could call it male dominated in terms of the camera work and stuff like that. And we talked a little bit at Comic-Con last year, but we ended up having like horrible audio, so I couldn't use any of it. About some of
Yeah.
your experiences, because obviously you're going to get the people coming up to you saying fake news, fake news. You're going to get, confrontations at times. I know you've posted about it, that sometimes and stuff like that. But, other than the nunchucks, I know you curry. How else do you sort of protect yourself from those situations?
I've gotten really good at perfecting my mean stare. And I mean, it doesn't like I'm serious. Like last night and later today, I'm going to be downtown. And downtown can be a pretty mixed bag, like,
Mhm.
oh boy. And so sometimes like I'm 5'2". I'm not a tall person by any means.
What?
And I have like whatever, like resting approachable face because people are always like, hey. So I just kind of have to be like, no, like back up, like do not right now. Obviously not with like everybody I meet, but if someone seems like clearly up to some shenanigans, I'm just like, no, like I will beat you up with this tripod. Not really, people, don't worry. My boss knows this, I would never do that, but like, um, but yeah, so that's part of it. I also carry pepper spray because
Nice.
shit can get gnarly. Um, I'll be honest though, like the worst experiences I've had as far as like people like actively threatening me or like putting their hands on me happen in white affluent neighborhoods. Not like downtown, not Barrio Logan, not wherever.
Whoa.
It's white affluent neighborhoods.
And then
Oh
what
man.
are just people that are just, is it the racism? Is it the political aspect? What is it that they
I think it's the entitlement. Granted, like so these two incidents happened like within the same week in 2018. So it's been a while since then. I haven't had anything nearly as bad happen since. But for instance, 2018, there was a car accident where someone hit a teenage girl walking down the street. He jumped the sidewalk, he hit her, and she was instantly killed. So the next day, the neighbors or whoever, they just put like little candles in her honor. My boss wanted to be like, oh yeah, like shoot like video of the candles and see if anyone wants to talk. We get there, everybody is very like, no, we do not want to talk to the news. We want our privacy. And I'm like, okay, fair. So I just wait in my car. I wait for everyone to kind of have their moment. I literally was thinking like, I'm going to shoot maybe 3 different shots and move because I don't want to be here since they don't want us here. And as I waited for everyone to leave. As soon as I put my camera down, this woman randomly appears behind me. Like I did not see her. She had driven up to that part of the sidewalk, and was like, "You get away from there!" And she's just like being insanely belligerent. I'm like, I'm sorry, ma'am, like, who are you? And I'm like, because like, I don't know who she is. Like, she could be a random stranger. She could know the victim, or she could be like the victim's mom's neighbor's aunt's grandma, like, you know. And so I'm asking her who she is, and she's just like, no, like, you have 2 seconds to get away from there before I start like hitting you. Or, I don't know. She claims she's gonna break the camera. She's 70, so I'm not really like physically like intimidated by her, but she has like really intense, you know, this intense look in her eyes, and she literally starts like trying to like hit me. She tries to wrestle the camera from out of my hands, and like, and then her, I don't know, her grandson or someone was like there filming it on his phone. So I'm like, the minute that I like even look like I'm raising a hand to her, like that's gonna get put on Twitter viral, like, oh, see, the fake news media is fighting back against the people. So that was part one. Then like literally a week later, we're doing like, it doesn't even matter what the story was. Like for some reason they sent us to Encinitas, the Olivenheim neighborhood, which is like a bunch of mansions are there. There was a robbery, so, and the suspect hadn't been caught yet. So they're like, oh, talk to neighbors and see if they saw anything. It's really stupid. I hate doing that. The reporter and I were like in the car, and as we're about to like go door knocking on a neighbor, we pull over because he needs to make a quick phone call. We're on the street. Phone call lasts 10 minutes. When we get out, there's a guy going, you're on private property. You're not allowed to be here. And I'm like, sir, like, we're with like blah blah blah. We're just here to talk. Like, we're asking neighbors if they saw anything. Like, it's for public safety. Blah blah blah. I don't trust you. Where are you? And like, we have like a little press badge. It's a little like thingy attached to my hip, like on a hook. So I show him that, and I'm like, see, it says like press in giant red letters with my name and my ID with like the San Diego police like seal on it, so you know it's not fake. And he's like, I don't see your name. Like, give it to me. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving it to you. Like, and I try to leave, and he physically blocks me from closing my car door. And then he rips the little hook off of my pants and like takes my badge and like keeps it with him. And for like 20 more minutes, yeah, like motherfucker is like asking me to not park on private property, which I wasn't, but he has no problem like actively, like physically stopping me from going to my car and stealing from off of me, you know. And it's like, my God. And so the reporter like was taking video of this, and this may have been like the post that Luis saw. And he's just being like a colossal prick. He's like, no, you can't have it. Call the police. I don't care. I'm like, and so anyway, yeah. So those are like the two like really bad incidents. Blah blah blah. I've had, and one was in a San Marcos suburban neighborhood. The other one was in a very wealthy neighborhood in Encinitas. So,
that is wild. Yeah. And do you guys ever have security with you when stuff like that goes down? It's just you guys?
It's usually, yeah. We had security once. This was when the night that Derek Chauvin was about to be sentenced, or I don't know. They're going to come up with a verdict to like convict him or not. And they were anticipating like 2020 level of like intense like riots and protests and whatnot. So they sent like this security guy. Bless his heart, like he was a nice person. We had a nice conversation, but like I asked him like, oh, like how'd you get into security? We're like, oh, like my brother and I, we like to box, and like my buddy like asked if I could be like a security guard, so I said yeah. Like this guy's gonna like help us out. Meanwhile, we're like running around with the camera. This guy's like trying to catch up to us. I'm like, this guy's not gonna save us from anything if like people really want us dead. Which I mean, luckily that night it wasn't like everyone was. Whatever, people protested in the street, but it never got super volatile. So yeah, that was the only time I had security with me.
Okay. That's good, but geez, anyway. It sounds like a lot of these situations stem from entitlement, really.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and just like one last point, like I have had run-ins with people that are like whatever, homeless and unhoused. There was a guy like actively threatening me when I was like, this was like my first year doing news. I was like 23. He didn't actually hit me. It was very, very scary. But there was like obviously a difference. It wasn't because I was in news. It was because, I don't know. He clearly was not in the right mind. Yeah. Not try to like, whatever, paint this individual as something that he's not. But like in that moment, he was just like, he was looking to start a fight with just anybody. And the police, like when I filed the police report, they're like, yeah, like this guy likes to get arrested because it gives him a roof over his head. Like, damn. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are some of the, yeah.
Sadly, that stuff like that is bound to happen, right? You chose a crazy career. That's intense. Man, but
I didn't choose the news life. The news life chose
the
me.
news life chose me. Wait, I do want to roll back to, you said 23. You started at 23. That is very young. And I feel like in the last 10 years, 10, 15 or so years, there's been a lot of progress when it comes to like, feminism, the Me Too movement, all of that. So what's it been like behind the scenes working for male dominated fields, but like just you being a young female entering into this industry?
I'll be honest, like I think it's kind of dependent on the different newsrooms. The vast majority of people have always treated me with respect. They've never made me feel like less than. My first job, however, like there was a guy that I heard was like talking about me and he was like, "Oh, she's like this 23-year-old young woman, like she's not gonna make it 12 minutes in this job." And then like lo and behold, I got like, regionally nominated for an Emmy that year. So it's just like,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah, take that.
There you go.
Yeah. And I mean, and since then it's been fine, but like, I have seen coworkers like here and there. Um, I don't know. It's nothing personal against me, but it's very clear that they have some learning that they still need to do regarding like feminism and all that. So yeah, like even though it's never really like negatively impacted by work, sometimes I'm just like I don't really feel like having a conversation with this person because you're not going to see eye to eye. Like so, unless it's work related, I don't really want to talk to them.
Yeah. That's a good point. You can't make people grow.
Yeah. No.
All right.
But like I said, like sorry, go ahead.
No, please continue your thought.
No, just that like the vast majority of people though have like always treated me with respect and like, never made me feel like my work was less than theirs. So
listen, as somebody who's worked with you, as an editor, not as a newswoman, I find your work exemplary. And
thank you.
Was a very big fan of the editing job that you did on a project that we worked together called Oscar's Story, which was about our good friend Oscar Velasquez, and it was like a 5-minute version of the movie we shot. Oh, you didn't see the movie at the Festival of My DACA Life, but
yeah,
it was a really cool project. It's live on our page. You guys can watch it, see some of Andy's editing work.
Thank you.
Let's see if I can skim through some of it here.
I really enjoyed that project.
Yeah, see, this is the only thing I don't like about this, and I like the fact that and let me ask you this, because working in your position in news, you have to sort of adapt to like a news sort of editing style, which is kind of the reason you were perfect for this. Has working in the news industry affected your creative side in terms of like the stories that you want to tell, the way you edit and things like that? Is that something that you've noticed like pre and post your involvement in that industry?
Definitely. Editing. Okay. So editing is, it can get tricky, I guess is one way of putting it, just because like you have to figure out like, what are you showing versus what are you not showing? And this has kind of helped me make those decisions quicker. And then on top of that, you're like actively like implementing those skill sets like every day. So, it taught me how to be very quick with it. And do all the little like shortcuts for like adding movement to pictures and in text and all that. And then
the only thing I don't like about this is the makeup artist made me look like I was drenched in like I was drenched in like Pepto-Bismol. she made me very pink. Anyway,
very light skin,
yeah. She made me super pink.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're talking about the tricks and learning, etc.
Yeah. So the different tricks, the different I'm blanking here. Yeah, a lot of the principles too. I've also been able to apply to comics. Just like if you have a variety of shots, you want to get your close-ups or mediums or wide shots, and you want to edit it in a certain way where it's not just like the same kind of type of shot. So you wouldn't want to do like a medium to a medium to a medium because it's very, I don't know, it's not as dynamic. So that's how that's affected my editing. and and pacing. Pacing, that was the word I was looking for. It's helped me kind of like hone in on a little bit on the pacing, so that way you don't leave a shot up for too long or for not enough time, like those sorts of things.
Yeah. Especially, I like how this is kind of like sort of like a news story. The pacing is kind of is awesome, etc. So here's just a little example of Andy's work. We're going to look a little bit at her Kickstarter here. Looks like your sister's checking in. Go sis!
Oh,
I want to
thanks,
know more.
Erica.
I want to know more about the Daily Show clip.
Did you mention your clip
my
ended up on the
God.
Daily Show?
Oh man, let me see if I can find that.
Please do. Send the link.
Show.
I want to see it.
Helicopter parents.
That's
Okay.
Look at you, Andy. Oh my gosh.
I'll send it to the Mi Gente messaging and Instagram. Yeah. So this is when I was still working on the weekend, and earlier that week there was a story about like, oh, this mom is claiming that this guy at the Claremont Mesa Park, he's like going around to kids, like asking them to like touch his magic wand in his car, and I'm like, oh my god, like no, that's really bad. That airs on like whatever Thursday, Friday. It's Sunday, and that guy wants to tell his side of the story. So he messages us, and they put me and the reporter Matt Boone on the story. And oh man, was that wild! He actually has like this beat up like pickup truck with like actual magic wands that are like, it's like chopsticks that he added like glitter glue to and like marbles to make them like sparkly. And he had like dozens of them, and I'm like, oh my god, he actually has like magic wands. I'm thinking like, how funny would it be that like he saw the news story and he just like made all of those like that week, and it was like, no, it's true, I actually have magic wands.
Quick thinking.
So, yeah, thinking. He also had something called like a fun pass, which is literally like a business card that says like, this gives you permission to have fun. It's like this really like he was an old hippie that, I don't know. I got my impression of him was like, I don't think he actively meant any harm, at least I hope not, but my god, like, is he just living in La La Land and like does not understand how things could be misconstrued? And so yeah, like, so it's like a business card, and it says like, may cause like feelings of euphoria, you know, or, among other things. And I guess this girl like tells her mom this, like, oh yeah, he wanted to give me his fun pass. It's like, it says it's gonna give me something called euphoria. And so it sounds like he's like this druggie, like trying to like creep on kids. We air the story. It's just like, and like, oh my god, like the whole time like face palming, like, you got to be kidding me, like this, the way the guy is phrasing things. And if you watch the story, like, you'll see.
Is there a particular part of it? Is there a particular part of it where your clip shows up?
Let me see.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, hold on a second.
I think if you skip to the middle, like the 226 part is where he starts saying the really weird stuff.
So much more to offer children than that.
In addition to the wands, for 25 years, he's been handing out these.
My fun pass is what usually gets me in big trouble.
The fun pass.
The side effects include dancing, happiness, laughter, and euphoria. I mean, how can anybody go wrong with that?
All right. Nice.
There's a part where the guy actually he's holding up a wand, and he goes like, the amount of pleasure I could give a 10-year-old. I'm like, no, like,
no,
oh
my god.
Like,
this one girl, she was like 10. I gave her a fun pass, and she was so nice. And I said, oh my gosh, you know what? I have a magic wand for you in my car. Let me go get it. You stay here. And then, but I can't give it.
Don't want.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no, this is not good. That's awesome though. Yeah. Look,
that's my claim to fame.
I'll share the clip in the chat here for everybody if they want to check it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like, the dude was a cancer survivor and had like a new lease on life, so that was kind of like why he's going around like spreading joy and wonder, but like, again, like completely oblivious to like the phrasing and how
is he oblivious or is he a troll?
No. Listen.
I don't know.
He
was not.
If you were partying in the 70s or the 80s, and there's a code word for euphoria and fun pass and magic wand, and it's cocaine.
Ooh.
And that's
Mira, I'm so innocent. I don't know nothing.
Look. All right. Wow.
Look.
What a that I mean, that's awesome that your clip was on there, but that what a creep. I mean, you got it. We're there at the right
I
time,
still have
right?
the magic wand. Give me a second.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We have live wands.
Here we go.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh. That's actually pretty dope, not gonna lie. As a Harry Potter
Yeah,
fan,
it's really
that's pretty
cool.
cool.
And I feel so bad for him. But like, man, open an Etsy. Don't be just like prowling in parks, like selling your wand or whatever.
You should open up an Etsy. I would buy one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Open an Etsy. Don't be a
I do
creeper.
have a wand.
You make a killing
I
at like a
do.
D&D convention or Ren Fair.
Exactly.
Yes.
He would do so good at Ren Fair. Oh my gosh.
My goodness.
Poor
All right.
man.
All right, guys, we're live here on a Thursday afternoon talking with Andy Dukleth. She is a news reporter / comic book artist / editor / writer, and we're talking specifically about her upcoming or her ongoing, her live campaign right now, the Kickstarter for a alternate dimension, a 23 Accidental Aliens anthology. And we're gonna play that Kickstarter video with your permission, Andy.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine we get copyright claim. JK.
Accidental Aliens.
Well, we did
There
it.
you go.
We somehow managed to make it through the end of times, at least what I think are the end of times. I don't know, given the plague, supply chain issues, housing crisis, inflation. This reality is getting kind of bleak. But that's okay, because we have a little thing that we like to call escapism. And I know that when my reality gets kind of bleak, it makes me wonder if there's other better worlds awaiting us out there. Ones that are more different, more unique. Ones that...
Did you edit this yourself? How do you? I can't stand editing myself. How did you deal with that?
I had someone else edit it.
Okay, I was about to
really,
say.
really tired and yeah.
That was a smart move.
Or perhaps an alternate dimension. Also, hello, my name is Andy Dukleth. I am a comic book writer and illustrator, and I've been part of the Accidental Aliens 2017, 2018, and 2019 anthology collection books. And this year, I've decided to gather my friends, and we've decided to create 6 more stories. That's right, folks, we are traveling through the multiverse. But we Accidental Aliens need your help to make those stories come to fruition. Stories like mine. Hi, this is Pink Delirium. Aren't the pages fun? Wow. Where are they going? What's gonna happen? I guess you're just gonna have to back the Kickstarter to find out. But I'm not the only one with stories. Listen to these folks.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Mr. Dylan Gray, and me and Isabel Perez did the Gloompo Fair. Gloompo is going on a vacation around the multiverse. What could possibly go wrong?
Hi, I'm Travis Rivas, and my story is Escape from the Green Flash, with art by Emily Rocha. Escape from the Green Flash is a follow-up to our 2017 story, There's Something in the Green Flash, where a young surfer finds himself transported to another world, and he has to survive all these different horrific sea creatures that are coming after him.
Hello, my name is Drum, and with the help of my co-creator Banks, we bring you Ask Respect. This is a story about Ryan, who tries to find a balance between his life, his love, and the anxiety creeping into his dreams. But his dreams may not be what they seem.
Hello, my name is Anthony Ray Jimenez, aka Ray's Muse, creator of Esmeralda.
Good mix of artists.
The Accidental Aliens Tales from the Mothership anthology. My story is set in 17th century New Spain in the Yucatan. A young couple were split apart by aggressive forces as Esmeralda, a Spanish noble, discovers an uncharted world, home to an ultra-Mesoamerican civilization.
My name is Atiba Royster, and I am a creator who specializes in
a world
horror comics. I have a story about what can happen if you're not careful, opening doors to other worlds, and why you should definitely be afraid of the dark.
But let's get real. Let's talk rewards. For as little as $5, you get the digital PDF. And if you bump it up to $15, you get both the digital and the physical copy of the book. We might even have an early bird special. For $25, we'll even throw in the Kickstarter exclusive print. And for $30, we'll throw in your name in the back of the book as our way of saying thank you for your support. Plus, if you donate to some of the higher tiers, you'll even have access to exclusive pins, stickers, and even a t-shirt. And I mean, even if all you can afford is donate $1, you'll still have access to this backstage Kickstarter content. And in all seriousness, you're helping independent comic book creators make their dreams come true. So we really, really thank you from the 50 bottoms of our hearts so much for all of your support. Thank you so much for stopping by our Kickstarter, and I hope you stay safe out there.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, nice. 61% already.
Whoa.
Yeah.
56 backers. We got 19 days to go. I'm gonna have to take a look at some of these because I saw one where they'll draw a
Yeah,
picture of you.
please do.
You know, they'll draw a picture of me for something. And I mean, we got one up here that we got, you know, sort of captures our essence perfectly, but you never know. We might need an alternate.
Yeah.
All right, Mello stopping by. She says, I know Adaba. Cool. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
He's really awesome.
Yes. We're all about supporting independent artists, independent
Yes.
filmmakers.
Please
independent-
donate.
We'll put and I'll put the link again here in
Wow,
the
thank you so
chat
much.
as well. And we'll make sure that we share this and make sure that you know, if you need
How did I wanted to ask, how did this collaboration come about?
So so in 2016, I met all these people at San Diego Comic Fest, and the original, I guess, like leader that would kind of initiate things. His name is Scott Lost. And he was like, hey, what if we all did like a collection of comic book stories together? And we started selling it at Free Comic Book Day. And we're like, yeah. And me, this is like, I was also like 23, same year that I started doing like news photography. I was like, yeah, like that'd be great. And so that's how we kind of started doing this. And then we did it again in 2018 and 2019. We had like a miniature version in 2020. A lot of us had to drop out because, you know, I don't know, the world was going bonkers. So stressed us out. And then we hadn't done anything since then until now. And this time I'm leading the Kickstarter. But we have like the same, you know, we have some same creators, and we have some new creators. Like Atiba, this is his first time partnering with us. I had also done some comics for his project, Horrorgasm. And then Anthony, Anthony Jimenez, like he and I like went to high school together, but like he, like, my God, his stuff is so rad. Like I'm such a big fan of his work. Because like this is like the first time like I've seen like somebody like at least like locally kind of take on the like, you know, I guess Aztec futurism, like or however you would describe it, Mesoamerican civilization.
He's the one with Esmeralda and nice.
Yeah, and it's like very refreshing to see that because like with Black Panther, you know, bringing Afrofuturism to the mainstream, and it's really, really wonderful like seeing that for like the Black community. You know, and so I'm happy to see that same energy happen for, you know, Latinx and like indigenous people. So so yeah, I'm really excited for like the collection of stories we have. Like we're all like just trying to like push this Kickstarter wherever we go because we're so like oh, like we really want to see this like physically in our hands.
Hell yeah.
No, absolutely. You know where great. You know where some of that merch would look great. It's right here.
Your backdrop is looking emptier and emptier. Are you selling those Funkos, Lou?
I am gonna get rid of some Funkos. I do have the. Let me see if I can grab it so you guys can see how awesome this is.
You're minimizing, huh?
Yeah, I'm
trying to.
But I did meet who was on the post, Lalo Alcaraz, comic book artist who was at and he signed this one. And then check out I got two because I had him on the podcast, so we got a podcast deal going. But I got this one, which is even awesome.
I have the magnet of that.
Awesome. Nice.
How fucking dope is that? Sounds signed and everything. So we know how the anthology and the collaboration came in effect, but do you remember, for example, like what was the first story you put down paper to thought bubble? Was it a little comic strip? Was it an idea? Was it like a family joke? What was the first time that you actually did the thing? If you remember.
Well, so the like in general or like for the anthologies?
No, I mean like in your life as an artist.
I mean, I think high school is when I started like actually making like little comic short stories about my friends and I. and I called it like U-Boats, like unfortunately based on a true story. Um, and I don't know, like it was like my way of like keeping a diary of and reading them now, it's very much like, yeah, this is definitely like an inside joke kind of humor. But like I also, I mean, at the same time I started like watching this film called like Persepolis, which is about like an Iranian woman who wrote a graphic novel just about her growing up during the Iranian Revolution and living in Europe in her like early 20s, and just kind of like having those different cultures sort of, you know, meet and where does she fall in. And like that was really inspiring to me, except, you know, but at the time I was like, man, like we don't have something cool to talk about, like a whole like revolution. But whatever. So like I just kind of kept like little like skits, you know, that I would draw out. And I don't know, I just wanted to keep that same energy. Like I still want to like bring like a big girl like actual writing, you know, narrative to that, and like do like a little compilation. So yeah, we'll see. I've got a lot of ideas and not a lot of time, so I'm trying to like pace myself a little bit better, but
Yeah,
it's still something that I still want to like put to paper.
Do you still work full time, like a day job, and then also the creative aspect is on the side, or? Oof.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's like if you were talking about like behind the scenes, just like today is opening day for the Padres. So I'm gonna be downtown, Padres.
Woo! Sorry, go ahead.
So I'm gonna be downtown. No, it's all good. We're gonna be downtown just all day, like probably getting interviews from fans, and that's gonna go the way it's gonna go, both good ways and bad ways.
It'll be fun. Great.
It'll be fun, yeah. So I don't know, like if I have like a chill lunch break, I'll probably like work on stuff during that time. But yeah, it's just about like time management. It's not easy, but it can be done.
Yeah, I bet. Right now I'm kind of going through a transitional period where I currently am unemployed because my clinic closed down, and I make really good money in my career job. I have a master's, but I'm struggling because I want to, you know, I do want to do acting, filmmaking, just anything really in the creative side. So I'm considering moving up to LA. I don't know. What should I do, Andy?
Follow your dreams, baby.
You know,
I mean, LA is a good, I mean, hell, like it's got like infinitely more like film opportunities up there. But just like, I don't know, budget wisely, get roommates, because like cost of living is not getting cheaper.
Definitely. No, yeah. There's just so much job opportunities when it comes to the industry up there, though, that aren't in San Diego, sadly. Like, I want to stay here, but.
Yeah. It's, I think like, I don't think our industry will ever come close to LA, because LA has so much history there, but that isn't to say that we can't do something like uniquely our own either. And I mean, having like Comic-Con, you know, kind of put us a little bit more on like the cultural, like pop culture map, I think really helps. And the fact that we're so close to the border, you know, kind of shapes like what sort of type of stories we can tell here.
Yeah.
I mean, technically we tell any kind of story, but you know what I mean? So yeah, but I think like the best advice I heard was like, sometimes like, yeah, it does help to do jobs for free for exposure, but it needs to be like a big exposure. It can't just be like, oh yeah, like, I have a vlog, I'll expose. Like, no, like don't waste your time with any of that.
Yeah. And, no, exactly.
Don't be afraid to vouch for your like wage, salary, whatever.
Yeah.
Fight for your right.
Fight for your right, baby.
Even though the Padres skunked us in the playoffs last year, I do have to put my Mets hat on. So you know, gotta represent on opening day, since you guys are all Padre'd out. All right, guys, we're live talking with Andy Ducliffe of the Accidental Aliens Anthology. And what's your comic book called, Andy?
My comic story is called Pink Delirium. It's about a non-binary person that gets transported to the fairy world, but then they learn why the fairies should not be trusted.
Oh,
sort of a okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about like
sort of commentary about.
talking about
Sure.
like the Staten Island ferry or what ferry? Oh,
Yeah,
ferries.
yeah,
Ferries.
What's the commentary on what?
Escapism and using like social media to kind of like escape from real life, and how that too has its pitfalls.
Hmm. Did that come about in 2020 when COVID was going on and all of that? Did you find the need to escape a little more?
Weirdly enough, no. Like and what I'm about to say, like I want to acknowledge like
Oh,
situation was unique for it to happen, or for me to feel the way that I feel about it. But like honestly, like the pandemic was probably the best thing that had happened to me in a long time. But
Okay,
again,
same.
at the same time, like that does not take away over how horrible and shitty it was. And if I could do it all over again, I would not, because that meant other people wouldn't die. But so I just want to make that clear. I'm not like, yay,
it's a hot take.
yay disease.
Yeah.
But like
It's a hot take. I love the
it's a hot
pandemic.
and here's what I mean. Like at the time I was working in a newsroom that I was not happy with, and the people in my personal life probably know what I'm talking about. But and then we had to work from home, and I really needed that like moment of solitude. Like I don't know, I like meeting people, but I love having my me time. And working in like a cubicle with like a boss that was constantly like checking to see if you were busy, like it was stressing me out. It was stupid. Like there was no, it didn't make me more productive. It didn't make me do anything. So working from home kind of gave me that break, and I started working on music, and I started like writing other stories. Like during the pandemic up until recently, I focused a lot on like taking writing classes, making music, and trying all these other ventures that I never had the time to do. And so that's what I mean. Like it was good for me personally. But again, I'm also like privileged enough to have had a good job for me to continue to pay my rent, pay for my groceries, like all these things. So like I do want to be clear, like I'm not like it worked out for me, it'll work for you. Like
We're
it's
just
different for
messing,
everyone.
Why not
No,
just
yeah.
learn how
Fucking
to
with you.
code? Listen, this is why we need to seize the means of production, comrades. All right, anyway,
Yes.
we're live here with Andy. Your sister's checking in. One of my favorite stories of Andy is the time a guy was in a car speed chase and he stopped to order In-N-Out.
I love that.
I mean,
Priorities, man.
I think she succinctly told the story there, right? Is there more to it?
I didn't actually cover the story, but I did tell her about it. This was like in Arizona, like a Phoenix station was covering this. I did make a little like compilation video as a joke, but anyway. In this story, there's a guy that was being arrested. I think he had like a warrant for his arrest, and it doesn't matter. He was being chased down the streets of Phoenix, and then he just goes into an In-N-Out, starts ordering, and then like the police are like in like the drive-through, like behind him, like, and then he sees that, and then he like leaves without his burger. And I'm like, no, man, like you've come this way, like you're not gonna get In-N-Out in jail.
Oh my god, that's
and then
true.
he like goes in and and they caught him like 2 seconds later, but yeah.
Oh, but he got his burger, right?
No, he left before his order was ready.
Look, I can sort of relate to that story. All right, give me a second. So during the Giuliani administration in New York, the way Giuliani cleaned up the city was basically by paying cops a shit ton of overtime to patrol and arrest people. It's like the broken windows theory, to arrest people for petty crimes. So he was arresting people for jumping the turnstile, for peeing outside, for all these little smaller things that they would normally just give you a ticket or let you go. So on my night off, because I used to work nights, which was like a Tuesday night, I go to the $3 movie theater in New York to go watch some movie. And I go outside and I'm like, I got nothing else to do, so I'm going to smoke a bowl and then go back inside and watch another movie. So I go around the corner, I sit in front of the thing, and I had just bought myself like some snacks, and I had them in my windbreaker. So I had like a big giant ass Kit Kat and some stuff. So I go there and I'm smoking weed, and there's this white van, like this generic white van, and I'm like, oh, that'd be funny if some cops jumped out of that van, right? And I'm just sitting there smoking a bowl, and I'm like, think I'm in New York City, nobody gives a fuck. And all of a sudden, a bunch of cops jump out of the back of the van and arrest me for smoking weed.
What the fuck?
7 cops out of it was a fake taxi, a white van, and all of a sudden they're like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, I'm just sitting here, I'm just smoking a bowl. Obviously, this was a long time ago, not today when it's more legalized, but that's how they were cleaning up New York. They were just arresting people. I was arrested and they got thrown me in the back, and with 2 other Colombian guys who were smoking a blunt in Central Park.
Nice.
And I got arrested with a bunch of people. Somebody didn't pick up after their dog, so they arrested him. Another person jumped a turnstile, even though they had a full Metro card in their pocket because they were running late. They got arrested, and it was just a bunch of people in these jail cells for just doing these little crappy crimes. But when they put me in handcuff and they patted me down, he opened up and he's like, "Oh." And he saw that I had Kit Kat and a bunch of fucking snacks with me, and he just sort of looked at him and he's like, "You're gonna get the munchies later, aren't you?" And he's like, "That's all right. We'll let you keep them." So he closed up my thing again, and when they locked me up, since they don't take your clothes or nothing, they put me in holding. I had like snacks. So I was like,
nice.
In the middle of the night.
What a night.
I had to spend the night in jail, and they took my Walkman.
Oh, that's mean. At least you had munchies.
But they did in that instance, I was able to eat the burger or keep.
What a hero that one. That's a good cop.
It's a good cop right there. The one good cop I met.
The one good cop.
Yeah.
We found him, guys.
We found him.
Yeah, you
found
arrested me for a very minor crime, but thanks for letting me keep my snacks in jail.
Exactly.
I mean,
hey, listen, I said it. I could relate to the guy wanting to get in and out. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Andy. I didn't mean to catch you off.
Just that, like priorities. I don't know if I would do that if I was actively being pursued by like 800 police officers, but but live your life, man.
Yeah.
Live your life. And you know what's a good way to live your life and contribute to others?
How, Lou?
By donating to the Alternate Dimension, the 2023 Accidental Aliens Anthology. Escape through your world, not our own, with the Accidental Aliens. Latest anthology, 6 new stories by more up-and-coming comic creators. And we are all about creating and supporting indie creators at all levels. So if you are a fan of comic books, of indie film, of indie comics, writers, diverse group of, not like those not like those purposeful aliens. These are the accidental. The accidental.
Yeah.
The accidental aliens.
And they're almost there, guys. Go donate. They're almost there.
They're gonna get there. I mean, they're gonna get there, but we just want to give them a little push and promote it and give you guys some media.
Apoyen, mi gente.
And also, smart move having the smoke show on your video, right? I mean, that's gotta push numbers there right away, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
The bunch of dudes were like, "We're gonna sit this one out."
And they're like, "Yeah, you know what, Andy? Why don't you do the video? That'll work."
That was literally the conversation we had. Like, you should do it. I'm like, no, me. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay.
That's what I tell Sophia. Sophia, post more thirst traps on the Ente Show page.
Dude, we're so close. And I'm like, if like on day, like whatever, like 2 days out before the Kickstarter closes, I will start an OnlyFans. I'm like half kidding when I say this, but I'm just like, I will post like me and my
if we get to 99%, the feet pictures will begin.
Yes, yeah. Like videos of me like doing like squats at the gym, like fine, whatever.
Yeah. You know what? We do that. You do that anyway. It's free content. Let's monetize it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
we're gonna be
shoot,
All right, we're gonna jump into some tabs. Andy's gonna stick around and help us out. Unless Sophia, did you have any other questions specifically to Andy, or we can sort of pop them in?
During so the one thing that piqued my interest going through your background was you were reporting around the time that Bernie Sanders was doing his presidential campaign, and I know that he went to National City. Do you have any recollection, or what did that mean to you, or how did you partake, etc.?
Yeah. So quick thing, I'm technically not a reporter. I'm a camerawoman, or video journalist if I'm feeling my oats.
Videographer.
It's a videographer.
Yeah.
And just in case, like, if you don't ever see me in front of the camera, it's because I'm technically not a reporter. But yeah, I did cover the Bernie Sanders in National City thing. It was great, but my God, was it a lot of work. And part of it was, I think that was like my, again, first or second year as a video journalist. I was working for a station that didn't have the best resources, and like the planning was just such a shit show. And I mean, I don't know, like the station did not seem to be like the biggest fan of Bernie Sanders, so I think that's why they weren't really that. Or I don't know, maybe I know like the
how dare
like,
they?
Not. yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it was just kind of an endemic part of that particular station where no matter people's intentions, like the communication was always garbage. And so like there was a bunch of parts missing and I needed to like find them and then needed to drive down there. And then like the cable wasn't working. So I had to get a replacement cable. And so I just remember that day just running around. And on the top of that, like trying to like get interviews with people. The reporter that was on that story though, like John Soderman, like that guy was a saint. Like he was like one of the sweetest guys you will ever meet. And so that part was nice, like working with him and just like, and he was just like, Andy, I'm starting to feel the burn. I'm like,
yeah,
attaboy, John.
Love John. We love
You know what Bernie was feeling is that taco combo at Casa del Taco.
Yeah.
That's where they decided to go have lunch.
Yeah, that they decided to go have lunch at my family's restaurant. Yeah. So Secret Service closed down the whole parking lot and my dad calls me and is like, "Hey, a presidential candidate is coming to the restaurant. They didn't tell us who." And we're like, "Well, what happens if it's Trump?" And I was like, "Kick him out." Don't refuse service. What do you mean? It's like, what happens if it's Hillary? I was like, I mean, feed her, but don't be too nice. And then we're like, what if it's Bernie? I'm like, I will go. I will be there. And so I drove over there and yeah, I was fangirl. I was just watching him eat. And then I talked to him a little bit and I was like, hi, Mr. Sanders.
Like, I do have a Bernie Sanders story. Like, I actually met him briefly. This is when I was working at KPBS. It was for like the Latino Voting Coalition. He came to be like a big speaker there. This was in either like end of 2019 or like before the pandemic in 2020. And I was there with another reporter named Andrew Bowen. And so the like whatever in between person, it's like, you know, Mr. Sanders, here's the reporter for KPBS is Andrew Bowen and Andy Ducliffe, his photographer. And like he's shaking my hand. He's like, wait a minute, Andy and Andrew, it's the Andy show at KPBS. Like, this is the best moment of my life. Thanks, Bernie Sanders.
This is the best. I love him. Isn't he so tall too?
Dude, he's fucking giant. Like
he's giant.
I'm just like, I need soup, but like he stands up and he's like 8 feet tall. He's so tall.
He looks so tiny and like, you know, and then you hug him and you're like, oh my gosh, hi, hello.
Yeah, grown big. And where's he from originally? New York? Like, yeah,
Vermont, I think, right?
Yeah,
No,
that's probably who he represents now.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, wherever he's from, they grow him tall.
Yeah, like a tree. Good times.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we're live and alive with Andy Ducliffe. We're talking about Accidental Aliens. We're talking about her campaign, her life as a video journalist and camera person for the news, as well as an editor, comic book writer. And you can find her anthology in the chat and donate to it to help out a worthy cause and a worthy group of individuals. Let's jump into some tabs. But if you are watching this for the first time, make sure you hit that like button, share the stream, and make sure that you are following Mi Gente Show across all platforms. You can literally just look for @Mi Gente Show on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, and you will find us there. Or you can type in Mi Gente Show wherever you find your podcast, and it'll take you to the Podbean's page, or in Podbean, it'll take you to everywhere else. So, hey, let's say you want to listen on Spotify. You hit that Spotify button, and it'll take you right to the Spotify account. And look, it's the same show.
Wow.
And let's say you want to listen on Google Podcasts. Well, it'll take you there as well. Wow. Yeah. So anywhere you get your podcasts, you'll always get that same logo, Mi Gente Show. Give us a follow. Listen to some episodes.
Yeah. Give us 5-star ratings, baby.
5-star. Yeah, we need some ratings. I guess and people, you know, listen, we're 100% okay with you just leaving it on in the background. You know,
that's what I keep telling people.
just
like,
leave
go
it on
to
the
work,
background.
just put in your work.
Just put it on. Just let it play. Leave it on for your dogs. Dogs like it.
Yeah. Honey made an appearance earlier. Yeah,
we got dogs in the background here as well. We got there they are. There's the dogs.
Oh, little babies.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
right next to me.
Shy Girl broke a nail.
What?
Yeah, because she likes her nails all long, or that's also I'm lazy. But she has, and so she's one of them like split. So now I have to like, and she's tough. She's tough. She's a tough little broad. But but I have to wait till it sort of either that or after she has to have like or I have to take her for like a $600 vet visit. I'm just
Oh, it like ripped like from
no, like half of
base-
it failed, but it's part of the quick. So every time I try to like get it to come off, it's there. So I just sort of have to let it, let the other one grow in a little bit before we can take it off. That's what they told me. They're like, or we have to put her under, and we have to trim it, and then because she won't let anybody touch her. She's too shy. She doesn't like that. All right, let's jump into some tabs, and we still have a chance here if anybody wants to submit. I think we have a couple of submissions for an anonymous way. Anonymous advice. Let me actually find the let me find the
Anonymous way.
If anybody needs anonymous advice from unqualified individuals, please go ahead and post your questions. Use this link, and we will try our best to get your question read during
We fix
the
your
show.
problems, baby. That's what we do.
We may not be able to fix our own problems, but we can help
fix
you
yours.
But we can help you with yours. Yeah, it's one of those classic situations where we can't take our own advice. All right. Let's jump into some news. As we hold on a second.
All
right. Obviously, we're in the United States. Another school shooting. This is the only thing different about this one is that people actually admitting that nothing's going to change. This, I believe, is a Republican Tim Burkett from Tennessee, basically skipping the thoughts and prayers part and just getting to the reality of it, which you can hear him say it in his own words.
3 precious little kids lost their lives, and I believe 3 adults, I believe it's, and the shooter, of course, lost their life too. So it's a horrible, horrible situation, and we're not going to fix it.
Yep, right there. One more time.
Not going to fix it.
I'm sorry.
One more time.
We're not going to fix it.
And we're not going to fix it. Criminals are going to be criminals. And my daddy fought in the Second World War, fought in the Pacific, fought the Japanese, and he told me, he said, buddy, he said, if somebody wants to take you out and doesn't.
If somebody wants to take you out and they have mental health problems, and it is incredibly easy for them to go to a store and buy a gun, I think is what he should add it to this part.
Yeah,
and
all
it's
that.
easy. It's
He
easier to go get a gun than to start a podcast. It's easier to get a gun than to get a library card sometimes. It's easier to get a gun in some states than it is to get a driver's license. But so he should have added that.
Mind losing their life, there's not a whole heck of a lot you can do about it.
Except perhaps passing smart.
Maybe some
smart background checks, some red flag laws, maybe just the bare minimum.
No, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing.
Even most Second Amendment rights would at least agree to. But right there, he gives away.
And we're not going to fix it.
Right there. That's all you need to hear about that clip. We're not gonna fix it. Obviously, Andy, you get hit in the you get hit with this all the time in your job. And what is the mood in the newsroom when something like this happens? Is it
We're numb. We're so numb to it that it doesn't really, there is no mood about this in particular. I think our crossroads of holy shit, are we gonna do this something was the Uvalde tragedy of last year.
Uvalde and
that
even
was rough.
Sandy Hook when they were like, it's a bunch of kids. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I only mention this just to kind of drive home just how serious it is. I remember editing the Snapchat videos from the Parkland shooting, where I had to either blur out blood or, tone down the students screaming bloody murder as their fellow students or teachers are being slaughtered in the hallways or wherever. We don't have to have any stretch of the imagination to know how fucked up it is. And the thing of realistically, if we actually did decide, which the country isn't going to do, but if we actually did decide to do something about banning assault rifles, so many are already out there. We can have there are gun buyback programs already implemented, but those could be given more resources potentially. But so much of it too is just how do you stop the cycle of violence, or how do you prevent crime from even happening in the first place? And a lot of it does have to come down to investing in your communities. I covered a story when I was at KPBS about, the story is gets really into being convicted and going to jail and what you should be or shouldn't be convicted for, blah, blah, blah. the point that I'm trying to make here was we spoke to the person that had just gotten out of jail after like serving like 15 years for breaking and entering, and we asked him like, how did you get involved with the people that you were like doing these like crime things with? And he was like, well, like I had like, he was from like Paris, California, and he was like, I had like a basketball program that I used to go to when I was like in elementary school, and I had a lot of fun, but then we lost the funding for that, and I didn't really know what else to do. I was a bored kid, and you know, I just fell into the wrong crowd. And obviously like basketball leagues aren't going to save the world like just in and of itself, but it does help, you know, provide an outlet for, you know,
Absolutely.
kids. Yeah. And, you know, and I mean, it's things like that. Like no one wants to invest in the community because it's not profitable.
After school programs are like the cheapest way to help people out. Childcare programs, all these things that are like whenever they need budget cuts, they're like, let's cut all the little things that annoy us.
All the social
like-
services that help the people.
Right.
It's like, let's cut those before any other profits. Capitalism, am I right?
Yeah,
It's
you know what's
frustrating.
that
But I also just want to like make one more point. Like if you take anything away from this podcast, as much as I love my Kickstarter, like take this away, vote local. Like I know that there's a lot of people very frustrated by the voting process. Voting local helps a lot. People are like, oh, my vote for the president, it won't matter. It will matter if it's for your local school board, your county board of supervisor. We just had one resign last night because of some sexual shenanigans that he apparently did. Fucking Christ. Anyway, voting local, like your vote carries a lot more mileage, and it can be the difference between whether something like the Sandy Cedar Health Center or other programs get the funding or not. So please vote local. I cannot stress that enough.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So anyway.
All right.
So yeah,
I love that. We're gonna clip that. That's amazing.
Clip it.
Vote local.
Clip it.
Yeah.
Clip it.
All right. Bill Hicks, comedian Bill Hicks, used to have a bit that he did about, it's always like why they always put bad drug stories on the news, not good stuff stories. Like it's always teen gets high, jumps off building, thought he could fly. It's never like, hey, person gets high, realizes that we're all one consciousness, and that we shouldn't worry too much about shit. So this falls under that story here. San Diego teen high on salvia survived 60-foot fall from hotel window. Apparently, kid got high, thought he could fly, jumped out of a window. And again, this is from the Bill Hicks bit. But if you think you can fly, just try from the ground first.
Wait, that's a good point.
Try just.
You could take off from the ground. Why go?
like try to dunk first, right? Go to a basketball court, see if you've never been able to dunk, but all of a sudden you're like, I can fly. Okay, well, dunk a basketball. If you can do that, then maybe get on your car, jump off of that. Don't start on the 5th floor. That's all I'm saying. So,
have you ever done salvia, Lou?
No, I don't like short bursts of intensity.
It's a fucking heart attack. I did it once and I thought I was dying. Don't do it, kids.
I don't like that. The same reason I don't like whip it. It's like it's scary and it lasts 30 seconds. Get over yourself.
I had a heart attack. It was not good.
There's much better ways to get high. Not that you should get high, but sorry. I'm just kidding.
Thanks,
all right. All right. In right before our eyes news, Family Feud contestant who joked about his marriage now accused of killing his wife.
Oh my
Timothy
God.
Blefnick, who appeared on the game show in 2020, was arrested this weekend in connection with the murder of his estranged wife, Rebecca. This is a clip where he sort of, let's skip ahead of that. So he was on the show.
The audience gasped. I love you, but said I do. The audience gasped.
So he made some jokes and some quacks about his wife and maybe regretting his marriage. And now, surprise, surprise.
He did.
She's dead and he's one of the suspects.
Oh, he did it.
Yeah.
He done did it. Come on.
You think he did it?
I mean, come on. Isn't it like, what's that percentage of like, it's always the spouse? Like they're the fucking first.
Yeah, it's super, super. All right. So.
I was
Andy wanted to say something.
Just like I saw the clip, I'm like, you immediately know, like, this guy is fucking weird. I'm like, that is the look of somebody that has like several buried dead hookers in his backyard. Like,
So you're saying this
I
isn't
would not
the
be surprised if we
first.
found more than just his wife. But anyway,
Also, he was handing out fun passes backstage. So
And was
there was
selling
there was
wands.
there were signs. All
It
right,
was
so
euphoric.
the Gwyneth Paltrow ski collision trial is very weird. Have you
Oh
been
my
keeping up
god,
with that?
yes.
Right.
I saw the clip of the
Yeah.
lady. Yeah.
So
Prosecutor, is it?
and I know we've all been as a collective, unit, been thinking like one single thing during this entire thing, and that is, what does OJ feel about it?
Oh.
Because that's what I know. Like I was like, I wonder what OJ thinks about the Gwyneth Paltrow ski collision trial.
Yeah, me too. Totally. Yeah, naturally, right?
And apparently what he said is that it's nobody's fault. Shit happens. Sometimes things happen, and that ski
Speaking
paths
of wife murders,
ski paths are narrow, and he skied those slopes before. And sometimes, like accidentally, when you have a giant knife in your back pocket and there's people around you, things can happen. So
if the
we
glove
can
don't
finally
fit.
rest. OJ Simpson has weighed in on the Gwyneth Paltrow ski collision trial.
We can all rest easy.
Everybody
now.
take a deep
Ooh,
breath. It's happening. All right. Sorry. All right, gotta lighten the mood.
Did
after
you
all
see
this
the clip of
opposite.
the? I think it was a prosecutor. She was flirting with Gwyneth Paltrow. She was like, yeah, no, but it was hilarious. Like she's such a she's fangirling while under oath, and she's supposed to be interrogating her, asking her hard hitting questions, and she's over here like, oh yeah, like we know you didn't do it. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna lie, like I've been so like out of the loop with like the Gwyneth Paltrow skiing trial. When I saw her name in headlines, like Gwyneth Paltrow's on trial, I thought it was for her like Goop company or whatever that she does.
Her vagina
Like,
candles.
one of her like yoni eggs gave someone like a UTI and now they're suing her or something.
That would make a lot more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vagina candle drives man insane.
White women be skiing.
White.
What are we gonna do?
White girls be skiing.
White women be skiing.
Clip that. All right. All right. Since it's baseball
Both
season,
local and white girls be skiing. Those are the
white
two
girls
clips.
be skiing
What are we gonna do?
in many ways, if you know. All right. Since it's opening day, here's an interesting part. So I don't know if you're familiar. Major League Baseball has instituted some rules this year, some rule changes. One of them being there's a pitch clock, meaning you can only and also there's rules to speed up the game. Specifically, there's a pitch clock. I think it's 25 seconds from the end of last batter. The batter has to be ready to go within 10 seconds, and they can't continuously get out of the box. You know how like there'll be a swing, they'll come out, they'll take their gloves off, readjust their whole shebang bang, get in there. It's like 30 seconds, right? So you can't do that. The unintended consequence is the Dodgers played a game the other day, and it lasted 2 hours and 8 minutes. Most baseball games are 2:45, 3 hours, sometimes 3.5 hours long. Now, yes, it's difficult for people to watch that long, but also what does that do for people in stadiums? They are in a stadium, they walk around, they buy beer, then they buy more beer. The longer they're there, the more beer they can eat, the more food they can eat, right? So basically, it was a 2-hour game. In LA, people already show up in the 5th inning. So if you show up like when you think the 5th inning is, you might show up and they'll be like the 8th inning, or you get up to go get beer and a whole inning or two will pass, So the question is baseball shooting itself in the foot by making these games shorter? Yes, it'll be better for people watching at home, easier for people to digest, but also isn't part of the experience of going to a baseball game, knowing that you're going to spend 3 hours there and, in the 7th inning, we'll go walk around, in the 5th inning, we'll go here and things like that.
Oh man, I'm torn because I don't like it.
I don't like long games. Nobody likes long games.
Everything's expensive. I don't like to be held captive for 7 innings and having to buy stuff. But I also enjoy watching the game experience. So I'm torn. I don't know.
Well, that's 45. Like, look, if the average game goes to 2 hours and 50 minutes to 2 hours and 8 minutes, that's 45 less minutes of purchase time for people, right? Yeah. From a purely business standpoint, I don't know. Like, it might speed up the game, but if beer sales and profits start to go down, they're going to come up with a reason to get rid of it. How about you, Andy?
I'm not huge into baseball, but I don't know. It's just like if you're shortening how do you shorten the game? Like, doesn't this stuff like run its natural course anyway, or like do you get
Oh, it
like less
does.
times?
They're just shortening the time between, because like I said, literally a batter would swing the bat and then he would step out and like readjust everything and like check himself, like undo his gloves, redo his gloves, like it's like a thing, and then sit there. So they're trying to condense that time, or the pitcher can just hold the ball for a long time and he throw to first base a bunch of times. Like they're just trying to speed up the in between time so that it's more action faster. But the unintended consequence might be that it's gonna make it so that I don't know if it's going to be that much worth it to go. If you show up late, the game's going to be over so much faster.
Yeah, I don't know. As someone who's a Major League Baseball player, no, I'm kidding. I don't know. I mean, I'm
In my
guessing
expert
like it's gonna
opinion.
affect. In my expert opinion, as someone that has watched a baseball game because they had to for work, no, I don't know. I could see it like affecting like the athletic ability because like. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what goes on in the mind of a baseball player, but if you're used to just having that like 30 seconds of like I'm gonna psych him out or whatever, like okay, I'm gonna like hold the bat this way. Like I don't know, like when you've only got like 15. I mean, I don't know. It just seems to me like it's gonna bite them in the back, but I don't know. Things surprise me.
Yeah,
sometimes.
injuries
We'll
can be a
see.
thing. Like people not used to playing as
Yeah.
fast. Pitchers that have to pitch every 25 seconds that might need a breather. It might affect leg day situations. But like I said, watch out for it. If beer, because he literally said, I hope they were able to sell enough beer. So if beer sales go down because the games are faster and it's like, oop, game's over, then watch out. Watch out because that'll trump anything else.
That's true. Money talks. But no, I mean, I agree. I don't know. This is kind of like, going from a full game of chess to like playing a rapid. It brings down the quality a bit. So,
All right.
Yeah.
New horror movie just dropped. New most scary thing you'll ever see in your life just dropped. All right.
I'm right here.
Oh.
I'm right here. This is as close as I'm gonna get, baby. I think you're gonna bite my toes. I'm not gonna hurt you.
What the fuck?
So
It's fucking creepy.
I'm a little bit. You're just so strong. You're so strong. What's the matter?
No.
No. I'm not gonna hurt you.
Nope. No, absolutely not.
No, baby.
I like how you both changed from like, oh, this is sweet,
I love you.
to like recoiling in horror.
I think we just need some time before.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh, bitch.
What's the matter? I still think you're gonna bite me. I'm sorry. Yeah, see?
Please bite her. Bite her.
That's why. See? You scared me. You tried to hurt me. I'm not gonna hurt you. But you tried to
Kill it. I'm sorry. I'm not for animal cruelty, but this would be a good case.
Look, in this order. Number one, find whoever had that parrot first, because parrots learn by repetitions.
Let's add that parrot to the intro.
Yeah, and search for that. Whoever owned that parrot, search their crawl space for bodies. Number one,
I'm not gonna hurt you.
because that parrot has heard some shit.
Yeah, seriously. Don't they have to be hearing something consistently for them to repeat it? For a parrot, right?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, so I'm just saying.
So
All right.
Do you think that
This
parrot
is-
belonged to the Family Feud guy?
yeah.
Maybe.
I was gonna say that's what I was
Family
thinking.
Feud, the Family Feud guy's parrot right there.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
All
That was
right.
scary. That was very scary.
Moving on to another scary situation. All right, here we go. This what happens if you're stuck in an elevator with this.
Virginia, now mama, take me home.
Oh, Lord.
Not me being super hyped. Like, yeah. Take me home.
That's because that's a karaoke.
Because it's karaoke. Yeah, I'm like, it's my job.
Everybody's like, please move faster, elevator.
I would be dancing with this woman. I'd be like, yeah, Karen, let's go. Country road.
Like that guy, just like fuck this.
All right. It just after the first
He's like,
loop,
is
I
she
think
still
I'm done.
going?
She's still going.
Is she still going, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Nightmare scenario.
Nightmare scenario 2. All right.
I start
Let's move
requesting,
on.
"Pon Bad Bunny, play Bad Bunny."
If I had to pick between the parrot or the elevator, I'd pick parrot.
The parrot.
Like I don't do sing alongs.
All right.
Oh my god.
You don't want to come out to karaoke night? No.
I'm down for karaoke, just not impromptu elevator like girl
Elevator
like feeling like she
serenade?
needs to sing a song, nonsense.
That's true.
All right. What if you had to be in one of these scenarios for an hour, stuck in a later for an hour with one of these? Impromptu karaoke, singstress, or impromptu preacher who starts trying to tell you about their religion for an hour?
Singstress. I can't take preachers. I'm
karaoke,
sorry. Yeah, I can't take preachers.
I
will. That will end in me physically assaulting them, which is not okay.
I'd break that motherfucker. Like,
Either
and
one, both
I'm
of
too
them.
tired for that. It's just like if I'm, yeah.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
All
What
right.
what about you? Luke?
I'd start messing with them.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely be like, do Freebird.
Hell yeah.
Kill like 20 minutes. Can you do Freebird? All right. Do that 3 times and then we're out of here. All right.
You're
good.
Shania Twain. Yeah.
All right. In bi-curious news, the
Yay.
Wizards of Waverly Place showrunner confirms Alex and Stevie were a couple, but they weren't allowed by Disney Channel at that time. It was pretty clear to
No.
us what the relationship was. Sophia, your thoughts?
No, I hate when fucking networks do this. They always do this. They play the queer baiting. They do the whole they do that whole thing without actually taking the fucking fall and like doing it, what is it called when you do it like actually outwardly, I guess.
Shipping them?
Yeah, so they ship them, they do the queer baiting, they get the audience, they get the money, and then years later, oh, by the way, Dumbledore was gay the whole time. He. Like you didn't do anything about it. No, don't make
Right.
something canon after it's been aired and you just played around, you just fiddled with it and got us queers all excited and we gave you our money and time. Fuck this. I don't like this. Whatever.
Did you ever watch the show? Were you excited about it at the time?
I was a
or-
little too old at the time. But I did catch it. It's actually really good. It's actually really good. But I did catch a little bit, but I have no idea who this character is. No, I was in my Glee phase at this point. So I was going to the outward queer people. That was where
Yeah.
Santana and Brittany were actually getting it on screen. That was great.
And Alex Russo has now been created to be canonically bisexual.
Yeah. Don't make shit canon after the fact. That's stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is your guys' take? Andy, help me out.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch The Wizards of Waverly Place because A, I didn't have Disney Channel. Thanks, Dad. And B, I don't know, I was too old for the demographic anyway.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Like, I'm so fucking sick of it. Like, I do want to see more like queer, non-binary, like trans like characters on screen, but I want it to be done like properly. I don't want this like half-assed bullshit that you're talking about. You can't like retroactively. Oh, just kidding. They're queer now. Yay!
Yeah, they were queer all along.
No.
Like,
Yeah, like how they retroactively made
Yeah.
the character on Star Trek also gay, right?
Yeah.
Because he was played by a gay character, Zulu. That's it.
Yeah. Like George Takei even said, like, no, like I was playing Sulu as a straight character, like, and you do see like Sulu like not like get with women, but like he does like flirt with them or have like women companions throughout the series. So it's just like, again, I'm all for it, but it's just this sort of like reskinning of old properties to either make them queer or to make them a person of color. Like, I want to like it, but at the same time, it's like, why can't we just make space for just new characters that are, again, like outwardly queer, definitely queer. You're not doing this nod and wink, like to have it both ways. Like you're like, no, this person is gay. Like this person is a lesbian. Like whatever it is. I don't understand why we can't make space for new characters that are like that. But anyway,
Preach.
my little rant.
Preach.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think that was like the example today is also like when they're like, hey, let's make Idris Elba's the next James Bond, and then some people are like, yeah, but it's like, yeah, okay, but why not just create a whole different like black spy character instead of having to just be like, and for somebody who loves films and who loves Idris Elba, I'm like, yeah, I'm all for it, but then when you hear the opposite opinion, it's like, okay, I understand more. It's like the, hand-me-down clothes scenario. It's like, no, you can't have your own stuff here. Here's a t-shirt somebody else already wore.
Benefit of the doubt, though, I do appreciate that a little more because you're now reimagining a character in a new way. So if Alex Russo if they were to do Wizards again, and then Alex Russo was outwardly and very proud bisexual, then cool. But there's something icky about retroactively just inserting that fact. It's like,
Yeah.
why? It's
Yeah.
not necessary.
Yeah.
Kenny,
I
if you're
think
still
they're-
here, go ahead.
Or just that I think they're doing something similar with Raven Simone. They're gonna do.
Yeah.
They're thinking about rebooting That's So Raven, but in the show, she actually has a girlfriend.
Well, they did though. That's the thing. They already did that to Raven, and she has a daughter. She lives with Annalise Vanderpool. What the fuck, Chelsea? But they made her straight, which is weird. Like her husband. I don't know, her baby daddy, something happened. Maybe now they're thinking, because she is queer and she's married to a woman. So I'm like, maybe now they're rethinking about adding that in. I don't know. I watched the first season and then I was like, okay.
I've seen enough.
Yeah.
All right. So I said Kenny's joining us. Say what's up, Kenny. You might enjoy this one. We were talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine, who got jumped in LA in an LA Fitness of all places. But this is something that happened at a concert of his. Yeah. Oh.
Whoa. Not expecting that.
No, sorry. I'm out.
Wow.
I wouldn't catch him either myself. It's a horrible. What? I mean, it's supposed to be the fans you pay to go to the concert.
I love that. That's great.
That's a bunch of nope. We talked a little bit a few weeks ago about Jonah Hill. Not about Jonah Hill. About Kanye West.
Did we? Okay.
About Ye. But no. The headline for this is Jonah Hill fixes Kanye. So.
I'm open.
Right.
Well,
I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're with me so far. So basically, this is literally what happened. Is Kanye West watched 21 Jump Street, and after he watched 21 Jump Street, he went back on Instagram and he sent this out. Watching Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street made me like Jewish people again.
Oh, we did it, guys.
No one should take anger against one or two individuals and transform that into hatred towards millions of innocent people. So he admitted that he was hating millions of people. No Christian can be labeled anti-Semite. No, Jesus is Jew. Junk you, Jonah Hill. I like you. I love you. So then there was the whole memes was like Jonah Hill waking up and was like, Jonah Hill waking up this morning. It was the whole Jonah Hill ignores questions about Kanye West and the Jews. So
he saved the world. It was great.
If only. Now look. So here's the plan. Now, if we ever get a time machine going, we don't go back and we kill Hitler. We go back and we show Hitler.
Show him 21 Jump Street.
We bring a VCR back and we show Hitler 21 Jump Street.
Oh my God, that would have saved so many lives.
So many. If only Hitler had watched 21 Jump Street.
This is giving me like I have one black friend vibes. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Oh, Kanye.
Look, whatever dispels bigotry. If it's one weird comedy movie at a time, then I'll take it. But this definitely was not on my 2023 bingo card.
For real, it was not.
Jonah Hill solves the Kanye problem.
We solved anti-Semitism. Thank you, 21 Jump Street.
Thank you.
We did it.
I mean, it's a good movie. I like it.
It's that good.
All right. Moving on. Jennifer Aniston says Friends is now deemed offensive by a whole generation of kids. In the past, you could joke about it big and blah, blah, blah. So Jennifer Aniston said that a whole generation of kids find Friends offensive. Friends was the most like milquetoast, like lame, like no black people or brown people in it. Like, how would you find? Maybe that's the part of it.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's the part you could find offensive about it today. That it's like takes place in the middle of New York City, and there's no like Dominican music driving by the apartment. Or
The fact that they can afford that apartment size
Yeah,
in New
for a
York
lot.
City.
Yeah. So I think this is kind of like a non-story. I think this was just her trying to
No.
get a little right.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's just her trying to get some, I don't know, publicity, I guess, because this is a non-story. Like
Non-story.
mm,
Non-story.
yeah,
Non-story.
yeah.
All right. Shakira betrayed as Gerard Piqué's mom helped her son hide her affair. So the new story on the Shakira thing is that his mom was an accomplice in hiding this relationship, and there may have been a physical altercation between Piqué's mom and Shakira.
What?
So are we team the mom for helping her son and being family, or is Shakira owed some sort of loyalty women bond from her mother-in-law and not to help her son cheat on her?
Listen, Linda, listen, if my son bags Shakira, I'm not saying no damn thing about his affair. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I'm totally for girl code, but that's his mom, right?
That's his mom, yeah.
So who do you expect her to have loyalty towards?
I mean, but in the same man, he's like, look, you're married to Shakira. Smack him around a little bit. Why are you
Well,
being
yeah, I
stupid?
mean that too.
Thank you. Like
privately. I mean, yeah, I would
Yeah.
slap him and yell at him, but like
got
I would
the
also not go
smokiest
out of my
of
way to
smoke
tell
shows at home.
Shakira. I'd be like, please don't divorce my son.
like I get what you're saying, but like at the same time, like she's his mom. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, but fool, what the fuck you doing? Like, you can't. If you're gonna cheat on your wife, like, get a divorce.
Yeah.
Really, it's not meant to be. It happens. We can be adults about it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't be fucking stepping out on your wife who's a international superstar, because that's just gonna create a hit song that's gonna get 8 billion views in a day, and then you're gonna sign a deal with Casio, like the world's weirdest flex. You don't want that for yourself, baby boy. Like,
He's made a lot of money off it though, so it's like I feel like they're both
Yeah.
profiting. I think they're playing. I think they're playing us.
He made a lot of money playing soccer, so I mean, right?
That's true.
Right.
He wasn't
Listen,
even that
this
good.
is I'm
sorry.
The sports expert
Yes.
weighed in over here.
You have to do a sports expert, man.
You're a sports
Come on,
expert. I'm
baseball
just
and
like, come
soccer.
on.
We got it all.
Center
again,
defender for like one of the best teams in the world for a long time.
Whatever.
All right, look, it reminds me of a conversation. It reminds me of a conversation that that Roger Daltrey once talked about, the fact that he had a, how does he feel being, a celebrity and a singer, and how he dealt with his girlfriends. And he said, listen, at some point in a relationship, I would have to sit them down and say, listen, I'm the lead singer of The Who, and let them know that there was going to be some women on the side. And if they couldn't understand that, then, it
always baffles me how there's all these cheating allegations that come out from celebrities where I'm like, baby, like, you guys are famous. You're going to have a lot of options. Why don't you just agree to have an open relationship? I don't know. Just I don't know.
Yeah.
Sit down, figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Man. Like Justin Bieber and Haley can do it. Whatever. They're just fucking the world. Good for them. I know. That's a whole other topic we got to talk about someday.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Just dropping that on
at the festival. Everyone was like, "Talk about Selena Gomez." I'm like, "We'll get to it. We'll get to it."
Right. This is sort of news related, but it's also cultural related. A newswoman in Mississippi was fired for saying the phrase, and I quote, "Faux shizzle my nizzle," live on air when discussing a Snoop Dogg wine collection.
No.
So they were talking about Snoop Dogg. They were talking about his wine collection, and this is what she said.
Come up with.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Before we know it, she'd have a Snoop Dogg tattoo on her shoulder.
For shizzle, my nizzle.
I'm telling you, Julie, what you think about that? She said.
All right, so she didn't go hard R. She didn't say anything.
Hard.
It was, I understand that so she was a 20-year anchor, so maybe she was making a lot of money. Some people are like saying maybe they use this as like an excuse to just get rid of her. But I mean, obviously I'm not black, so I can't really speak for the culture, but I don't necessarily feel like it doesn't feel too dirty for her to say that, right?
No, it feels cringe, but it doesn't
it's a little
feel
cringy.
dirty.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not for us to speak
it doesn't
on,
feel
but-
it doesn't feel racist. It just feels like Karen-y sort of.
Yeah.
It's it's giving more how do you do fellow kids vibes than anything else. But yeah, I mean, granted, I have not had that particular situation happen in a newsroom, but I have seen like more like this person's making way too much money. Let's like try to retire them early or find an excuse to fire them. Like I could definitely see those
I feel
shenanigans
like
going on behind the scenes.
that's messed up.
Yeah.
Just literally like giving her this script, put it on the prompter, she says it, and then
that was
fire
an
her
ad
over
lib.
it.
That was an ad lib.
That was an ad lib?
I don't think they.
They didn't put
They didn't put it on the prompter.
That wasn't a Ron Burgundy situation.
I'm trying to defend this Karen. Come on, damn.
No,
all right.
no.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, it definitely gives off the hello fellow kids, the
Hello.
no cap FR
Well,
on
listen,
God.
Again, devil's advocate. He is bestie with Martha Stewart, and if Martha Stewart can say it, then gosh darn it, this woman can too.
All right. Moving right along here, and we're talking with Andy. Remember, the Accidental Aliens Alternate Dimension 23 anthology is live. They have 19 days to go, and they're more than half the way there. So give them a little push. Get some of that free swag that people get. There's you can get your name in the book. You can get one of the artists to draw a picture of you. You can just do it for the hell of it. You can do it for a T-shirt. All kinds of accidental alien situations happening. The link to the Kickstarter is in the chat. I'll also make sure that I put it as part of the video description. But Andy has stuck around with us for a little bit. We're knocking out some stories before we let her go. We'll be done here in a couple of seconds. So moving right along. We just saw that. Do any of you have tipping fatigue?
Like at restaurants or like tipping?
Yeah. So I guess now, and there was a rage bait video that was supposed to be like, oh, you can tip your landlord now. But the only thing is now, anybody that has those blue card readers or anything that you've seen that the new wave, you put your card in, they turn it around, and they're like, it's going to ask you a question. The question is, do you want to pay? Do you want to get more? Oh, I'm going to look away and see what you do. You know, and then it turns around, and then it's like, would you like to give an extra 15% for your to-go order that all I did was literally grab it and hand it to you?
Yeah.
Not to diminish what frontline workers do, obviously. As somebody who eats a lot of food, I understand that. I always tip. But I do have a little bit of fatigue with like when you play for the default to be like, 15%. Like, like anytime I pick up anytime I buy a drink at a bar and I've had conversations with friends of ours that are like, oh, you don't have to tip them. Yes, you do. You tip your bartender all the time. If you can't afford $1 a drink, you shouldn't be going out to bars. And I always I don't like tipping virtually because I know that goes through their paycheck and to taxes. I like to keep cash on hand so that when I do pick something up, I can throw a couple of bucks into the cash tip jar. That way they can take that with them, right? I also have friends that don't like to tip on delivery apps. They have cash on hand because they're like, here's cash for their Uber drivers or for forever. And most people appreciate that. But has the technology gotten so egregious that people are having tipping fatigue, Sophia?
Yeah, it has. That's my answer. No, it's insane. It's insane that in the richest country in the world, we still can't pay people livable wages and we have to rely on tipping. It's sad that everyone's struggling out here and we all have to tip our servers and everybody just because nobody is getting paid a livable freaking wage. I think it's tragic. I think it's terrible. I wish it didn't exist. When I go to Europe, I'm very happy because no one expects a tip because guess what? They're all getting paid well and everyone's happy. And it's amazing. Freaking utopia that I want. But yeah, sadly, we don't have that. And now it's getting even worse where like now there's a service. The other day, like we tipped the 20% and then we looked at the thing and there was a service fee. Which why what? I don't get it. There's fatigue and I just don't ever want to go out. I don't want to go out anymore. Don't invite me out, guys. I'm tired. I'm broke.
Yeah, you know where people are tipping too much? At karaoke bars to get bumped.
To get bumped. I know, right?
We need a ixnay on
Keep
that.
doing
Just say
that,
no.
please.
If you get a selfish karaoke person and they're like, give me more money, be like, no, I got tipping fatigue. I'm
Not
sorry.
tipping fatigue.
I think
Well,
we
no,
can all
yeah,
agree.
and then they just don't get bumped. Listen, that happens 90% of the time. It's just when the rich people that do have a lot of money, they want to get bumped, and homie, I'm a bump them. I don't hate the player, hate the game, okay? And the game is
Alright.
capitalism, baby.
Like, listen, if you got disposable income to give you $100 to get to a top of a karaoke list,
Yeah, that white lady is gonna sing 10 times. I don't care. I'm sorry.
that white lady's gonna get to sing. Karen,
Mhm.
you're on again.
Yes.
Andy, anything to do with tipping fatigue for you?
I don't feel bad if it's like again, if it's I ordered to go and I'm going there to pick up my food, like I don't feel bad for not tipping because
Yeah.
it wasn't a I mean, the service besides like what I had paid for with the food, you know, if I go sit down in a restaurant or order a drink at a bar, yes, absolutely. But you know, no.
Yeah.
Um,
Even if I'm
and
picking
I
up,
don't feel bad
I'll
about
go
it.
a buck at least, or like something. I want to do something, but you know what I mean. But I do understand
Yeah.
that it's kind of right. Let's get to the European system.
I'm moving to Europe.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's what I'm
All
doing.
right. Italy might invade soon.
All of our
Oh, damn. Speaking
Oh
of.
no.
¿Qué es
Girl.
esto?
I don't know. She's
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Let's see where it
Oh
goes.
god. Oh
ASMR?
no.
You know, you could have just bought the
Okay.
the thing that they make pasta out of, right? You could have just bought the
Yeah.
flour if you wanted that.
Yeah, the flour. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have just, All right.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
You made flour.
You've deconstructed pasta. All right. Now
What?
she's making a little patch there for the little
God,
egg.
she's gonna
This
make
is
new
just
pasta with this.
ungodly.
She's gonna make new pasta, isn't she? She's gonna
She is.
repasta. She's making new pasta out of the old pasta. All right. So she does
No,
this.
she's
It's gonna be grainy as
not.
hell.
Look at her. What's going on here?
That's some nasty
That-
grainy pasta. No.
That's a nasty grainy. All
Gonna
right.
taste
She's gonna flatten the pasta that was already flat.
Is she gonna pastify it? She's gonna pastify it.
She's gonna.
No.
Oh, look!
Cosita.
Oh, look! Oh my God! She made pasta with pasta. Well, look at her. Look at how brilliant these people are.
Wow.
All right.
Love
now
that for her.
Oh wow! Look at her. You know what you could have done is just not broken up the pasta, so let it stick together, and you have bigger chunks of pasta. Oh my goodness!
But you know what? Joke's on us because we're watching it, and I'm sure she's gotten a lot of views on this.
All right, and then look! Oh,
it's so thick.
You've made super pasta. Oh my God!
Wow.
This is like high at 3 in the morning
cacosity.
energy.
Yeah, right.
Cacosity.
Like I'm gonna make pasta out of pasta.
All right, I don't have this. I didn't pick this story because I wanted to make fun of it. Number one, obviously, but it just feel like it's such a 2023 title that I just had to bring it up for a brief discussion. Trans woman left sobbing in JFK airport after TSA agent hits her testicles. Report. So this happened in JFK airport. A trans woman went through the female security line, and somebody was playing with her area, and then she posted a video of her crying in the. I just think it's the most 2023 headline I've read in 2023 so far, because it speaks to like how they just sort of want to, make like spectacles of stories like this. But any thoughts, Sophia?
Yeah.
I mean, no, it just sounds like a headline that's bound to get a reaction. I don't know the details. My biggest question is why are we segregating lines in airports based on gender?
I guess
That's
if we
weird.
for pat downs,
Why is there a
maybe,
girl
I'm
line
sure.
and a boy
Pat
line? I don't
down.
get it.
No,
I
I
mean,
think
Pat downs.
it
Then
was a
just
pat.
get yeah, but then just get females to do the pat down on. I don't know. It's so weird too because
Yeah,
then my thing is like I get it, but then also there's people who are bisexual like myself who am I gonna pat down a woman or a man? Regardless, like if you bring in sexuality into it, it doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day, and it should be a job, and you should be professional.
They should be better trained. They should be better
A
trained.
gynecologist, like I don't ask her sexuality or her gender identification. Like I don't know, or it could be a man as well. There's gynos. Like I don't know why. Why is this a thing? I don't know. Society has me exhausted right now.
Non-story.
Non-story.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And since we're on the topic, like New York Post, I know they're known for their super tabloidy stuff. Like they're also the ones that like bought a bunch of other hot scoops with Donald Trump and which Playboy he's fucking or whatever. Like they're not a very nice news source, and this is clearly like their way of being pejorative and trying to like make light of the trans issues when really there's a bunch of legislation being passed in many states, including Tennessee, where people are basically being like, they're banning drag shows, which is like a not so subtle way of trying to ban trans people from existence. So yeah, it's
book
just,
bans.
Book bans, trans bans, bathroom
There's
bans,
actual,
whatever.
there's actual laws that are going in place that are hurting trans people.
Yeah,
not just...
they're banning all type of gender affirming care across the board in multiple states, and there's battles right now because, listen, we understand that the world is going to, you know, it's this show is the definition of the dog in the burning room saying this is fine, because because we do need to laugh and have a little bit of fun and sort of react to stuff like that. So we are not. We will talk about tough topics, but yeah, just off the top, the banning of gender affirming care, abortion bans. Obviously now there's battles between states because if you're allowed to sell an abortion pill in one state, 18 other states don't want to do business with your company. So there's a lot of stuff happening in Florida affecting news outlets and bloggers. If you use anonymous sources, you can get charged with a crime now. In Florida, they're passing immigration laws that say if you are in a car with an illegal alien immigrant, non-documented person, you can get charged for a crime. Which is going to promote, surprise for people in Florida. There's shit tons of undocumented people in Florida working side by side with you right now. If you start making it a free-for-all where everybody's going to start snitching on each other, it's not going to be a good time. Florida, like California, cannot live without the undocumented population that holds it up. Anywhere you go in Florida, there's people. So DeSantis is trying to be the fascist, and he's trying to survive on that thing. So the world's going to hell in a handbasket, but we're just trying to have a little bit of fun. We understand it's serious, but we talk about topics, but we don't necessarily have to go that deep. There's other places where you can go into it. Still, fuck all fascist.
Yeah. Fuck all fascists. Fuck DeSantis. Yeah.
All right. In fascism news.
Oh my God. Luis.
Yes, the QAnon Shannon is free. Woo! Yes, I'm just kidding. He got released 14 months early and moved to a halfway house.
I
mean, hey, it happens. If Trump gets elected, he's going to pardon all of them allegedly, right?
I mean, yeah.
All right, and I want to remind everybody that you can, now that YouTube is making a push for podcasts, you can listen and watch all these YouTube videos of all the Mi Gente Show episodes back from when we started the show. Even when it's like new pod, who dis? That was the first one. We did Oscar chats. We did Are We Heading Towards World War II? We were. We've done Hellscape Watch, Batgirl Canceled, the Red Pill Movement, Hot Latino Summer, Pop Culture Check-In with Liz. All the episodes. This episode with Andy will be up as well. So where if you've decided to get your podcast on YouTube, we got you. All right.
It's crazy that it's a platform now. It's trying to compete. I love it.
It is absolutely trying to compete. All right, Andy, we're almost done here. We're going to wrap this up. We're going to do two more things here. We're going to do No Nama's Way, and we're going to do a bracket bit with you, as we do with all our guests. All right. Okay. So should we do bracket bit first?
I'm just going to grab my computer charger. I'm at like 10%. I'll be right back.
Me and Sophia will chat here. What should we do first? Yeah, should we do No Nama's Way first, or should we do bracket bit first?
I'll say let's do bracket bit first.
Bracket bit first?
And that's not just because I would really like to use the restroom at the moment, and that's a great time to do so.
Oh, is that? Oh yeah, it's part of my bit.
It's also more of the guest thing, where they do a lot of commentary. So I'm just like, I'm gonna step out for a bit.
Yeah, I like how sometimes they're bracket bit. You're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, wow, interesting choice.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's very cool. Yes.
I returned.
All right.
So bracket bit, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna do bracket bit now.
All right.
I have to change to this here for 2 seconds.
And I will back.
I got to change, because I only have, for some reason, I haven't uploaded video. All right, Andy. As Sophia goes to the bathroom, we're going to do something that we call.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this. I'll be back.
Yeah,
it's all you.
Godspeed.
Mute yourself. Hold on, I haven't been here in a minute. I have to find where my video is. All right, here, something we like to call.
right, boys and girls, you know what that sound means. It's time for bracket bit. Bracket bit. Bracket bit. Woo, 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 woo. Bracket bit. Bracket bit. Woo, 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 woo.
Fireside Chats.
All right, that's it. It's yeah. My friend, I was like, I need a song for my bracket bit, and he's like, what do you want it to sound like? And I was like, I'm gonna record myself and I'll send it over to you. And I did that in one take, and I sent it over to him, and him and my friend Jovi worked everything else around my beautiful, beautiful vocals. All right. The bracket bit is created to cause Max and maintain. I'm going to give you two choices. You tell me which one. It's a basic bracket playoff type scenario. I'll give you two things. You pick one. Now, the methodology that you use can be whatever. You can say which one of these two things you like best, which one of these would win in a fight, which one of these two you prefer, or you'd rather draw yourself. You can do this. I'm going to give you two female comic book superheroes or characters, and you tell me which one of them you prefer. And we just ask that you try to keep the same methodology through the entire bracket bit. You ready?
Okay. I'm so ready.
And we did this previously with a friend of ours, and I gave her some like DC versus MCU villains and stuff like that. And the way she did it in her head was they were both under mind control and they had to fight to the death. You don't have to get that deep. You can just tell me which one you like better. But I'm just telling you can use whatever terminology you'd like. All right. And away we go with Andy's bracket bit. We have Jean Grey or Gamora.
Jean Grey.
Jean Grey. And then if you want to expand on it, if you want to expand it, because she can get it. All right, that's perfect. All right.
She can get it. And
Harley Quinn,
because I recognize her.
Harley Quinn or Domino?
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Supergirl. She can also get it.
Is this the who can get it bracket here? We have Supergirl or Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, because I recognize her more.
All right, we got Mystique or Kitty Pryde.
Mystique, because I liked Mystique on RuPaul's Drag Race season 2.
Ooh.
Good reason.
Sasha, you stay.
Good a reason as
she's
any.
The one. Yeah. Mystique was the one that was like, "Bitch, I'm from Chicago," and they're like uncut. Anyway, it's great. Anyway.
Right. We got She-Hulk or Jane Foster, Lady Thor.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. She twerks. She practices law.
She twerks.
What else could you want? All right, we got Scarlet Witch or Elektra.
Scarlet Witch.
All right, Scarlet Witch moves on. We have Poison Ivy or Black Widow.
Poison Ivy, because she's Harley's girlfriend.
Yes. We got America Chavez or Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman.
America Chavez.
America Chavez.
Represent.
All right, we got Storm, the OG X-Men Halle Berry, or Spider-Gwen.
Storm.
All right, we got Jessica Jones or the Huntress.
Jessica Jones.
Also,
because I like her Netflix show.
Yeah.
All right, we got Granny Goodness, who's apparently an old lady super villain. Or yeah, she works with I think Darkseid and she controls his minions of soldiers.
Yes,
or Raven.
Queen.
Raven.
I love it.
You know what? Granny Goodness. We gotta,
You gotta get the
let's not fall into
octogenarians in
the
the mix.
pitfalls of ageism. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got Wonder Woman or we got Valkyrie.
Wonder Woman.
WW. Black Canary or Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Catwoman or Batgirl.
Oh, Catwoman's my girl.
Catwoman. Yes, you are a Catwoman. Therefore, it makes sense. All right, we have Enchantress or from I added this one because it's
Dr. Mrs. the Monarch.
Dr. Mrs. Monarch from the Venture Brothers.
Dr.
I had it also known as Dr.
Mrs.
Girlfriend.
Dr. Girlfriend. She's great. I love Dr. Girlfriend.
Yes. Power now does having the hots for Doctor because she has like a super manly voice. Does that if somebody was like super turned on by her, does that make them like
You know what? Sexuality is a spectrum, and they're swingers anyway. I think they're just trying everything on the menu. Why discriminate?
Why is her? All right, we got Captain Marvel or the Powerpuff Girls.
The Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff
Nice.
Girls, right? And a quick
The
movie.
threefer,
We have a tough matchup here. We have Dr.
Which-
Mrs. the Monarch or Powerpuff.
Wait, I wanted to ask, which Powerpuff Girl do you identify with the most?
I think I wanted to be Blossom, but I'm more of a Buttercup.
Nice, yeah. I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah.
How about you, Sophia?
I was Buttercup for Halloween 2 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Powerpuff Girls or we have Dr. Mrs. the Monarch.
I gotta go with Dr. Mrs. Sorry,
All
girls.
right. Dark Phoenix or Catwoman?
Catwoman.
Granny Goodness or Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Storm or Jessica Jones?
Oh man. Fuck it. Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. America Chavez or Poison Ivy?
I just Googled who Granny Goodness is.
Poison Ivy.
She-Hulk or Scarlet Witch?
Scarlet Witch.
Mystique or Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon.
All right. The anime representation
one
here
anime.
too. All right. You said both of these could
Yep.
get it. Jean Grey.
We know
or
where
Harley
this is
Quinn?
going.
Harley Quinn can get it more.
Harley Quinn can get it.
Yeah.
All right. These are probably
my
the most
headphones are gonna
the two more
Yeah.
popular cosplays at Comic-Con each year over the last couple of years. Sailor Moon
Oh,
or
yeah.
Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn? True.
Harley Quinn. Yeah. Have you seen the animated show? And I'm still listening. I'm just gonna charge my headphone things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she's she's in a couple with Poison Ivy.
That's
You're talking
part
about
of it, but it's like she and the Joker break up, so she tries to start like her own like league of baddies, and it's like I don't know, it's a very tongue in cheek show. It's
Yeah, yeah.
hilarious. If you look up look
wanna
up clips
watch
on YouTube, it's great.
No, I've seen clips and stuff.
I
I
should
wanted
totally
to watch.
watch it.
Is that like an HBO show or where is it that you can get that?
That's a good question. I think I would think HBO because they're pretty
Hmm.
raunchy in the show. Like it's a cartoon, but it's very violent and they like swear a lot. So yeah.
If depending on who you pick here, you might
Nice.
set up a battle between them. But we have Scarlet Witch or Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy.
Ooh, all right. All right, we
Ah.
got Jessica Jones or Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. She's so nice.
A,
Yeah.
Catwoman or Dr. Mrs. the Monarch.
Dr. Mrs.
The Monarch. Have you ever watched Venture Brothers, Sophia?
No.
Okay,
Que es eso?
It's kind of like a spoof of like the 70s and 80s sort of villain and like boy detective sort of, like Johnny Quest type deal.
Okay, okay. Is it like on
Yeah.
Comedy Central or can I catch that?
It's like an Adult Swim show, but it is sort of
Awesome,
like
man.
it's its own thing and it's hilarious. And they're
Okay.
getting them. They have a movie coming out pretty soon, hopefully.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good. The problem with that show is that it was like 7 years between seasons, so it was like
Oh my god.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a tough thing.
Jeez.
All right, that brings us to our final four here. We have Harley Quinn in a couple versus couple violence here versus Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I love that. Isn't Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn right now?
Yes, in a musical.
Oh. It's a musical? I didn't know.
In my mind, they agree to let bygones be bygones, and Poison Ivy affectionately steps down because she wants to support her girlfriend Harley.
Oh.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah.
She
So
made it nice and
They
amicable.
talk it out. They're like, "Babe, I'll see you at home." She's like, "Thanks, Puddin'," and so they serve with Harley Quinn.
Thanks, fun. I love it.
All right, we got
That's
we
the show I
got
want to watch.
we got Wonder Woman or the previously known as Dr. Girlfriend, Dr. Mrs. the Monarch.
Dr. Mrs. the Monarch because she convinces Wonder Woman to like, "You don't want to be with me. You want to save the world. Why waste your time?" And Wonder Woman's like, "You're right," and then she leaves, and so Dr. Mrs. goes on to the next round.
Yeah, that's
See, she's
that's
smart. She's a smart gal.
she's yeah, that's literally. Look, Dr. Mrs.
Like her voice.
Yeah,
I just googled her.
This-
Whoa,
this-
boobs.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's,
yeah,
that's
she's-
Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. So she's sort of like she's supposed to have like
Wow.
the smoky voice, but yeah, she's
I'm a
a bit of
fan.
a smoke show. A bit, yeah.
What? Okay.
Which brings us down to
understand.
the final two here in the bracket with Andy, an all-female comic book character bracket bit because I put a lot of energy into it. And I could have gone with like top 32 newscasters, but that would have been boring. All right, we got Harley Quinn or Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch here, and the final. This actually would
so
be
here's the
this would be a great cartoon battle to watch, honestly, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Can we make this happen?
Let's do it.
I mean, I have an imagination and a pen in my hand. I can make anything happen, provided I have enough time, which I don't. So here's how it plays out.
Darn.
Harley Quinn goes in with a big mallet. Dr. Mrs. has her, like, I don't know, her monarch gun or whatever they have. And they start battling it out. And Harley is like, "You can't win this one, sweetie." And Dr. Mrs. is like, "Listen, let's have a talk, women to women." And so they talk it out again because
And they make out a little. It's okay.
and there's little kisses. And Harley is like, "No, I have a girlfriend ever since Mr. J." He's like, "Sweetie, I totally get it. My husband is a big." I sound like Big Ange, I realize, but anyway, my husband, the monarch, he's a super villain too. I get the strain. Listen, I'll go home to your girlfriend, make some nice, I don't know, eggs and butter toast in the morning, make love to each other. I'll keep going, but you take care. You need a break. She's like, "You're right. Poison ivy, I'm coming." Anyway, and then she goes, and then
she goes.
Dr.
and-
Mrs. the Monarch wins. Whoa, good job.
That was
Well
great.
acted. Well performed.
It was
Good job.
amazing.
We
I was
never had
invested
somebody.
the whole
We never
time.
had we never had somebody do voices during
She
the
did a whole
finale.
story,
She did a
voices.
whole
I was
skit.
invested. I was like, what?
Yeah,
And of course, the monarch was in the closet watching the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Now I have to watch
Pillows
it.
and buttercans. Now let me sniff your dirty pillows. Yeah. Like they're really weird with each other.
I love it. I love it.
That's
Oh
a
my
great,
gosh.
great job. Great job.
Great bracket bit. I love
Great
that.
bracket bit. Great bracket bit. All
You know
right.
what? I'm also gonna watch Granny Goodness out of this because I'm intrigued.
No, if you watch the Venture Brothers, that's a good show.
Okay, Venture
All right.
Brothers.
All right, we got one last thing, and then we're gonna let you guys go. We're gonna do No Names Way.
Now it's time for
No Names Way.
No Names Way. No Names.
All right, where we answer anonymous advice.
Let's go.
All right, the first question comes to us from Little Sis is Annoying AF. All right. This influencer won't get a job. My sister is an influencer, which means she bamboozles people into giving her free food and stuff by being hot. She got pretty big, 30K followers and growing in our little hometown, but wanted to expand, so she has to come to stay with me in New York. I have a nice place in New York and a serious job and boyfriend, and thought it would be okay to have her stay a few weeks, but it's been 3 months, and after all the glomming and influencing, she has not gotten a real job, nor is she showing any signs of trying. What do I do? She almost ruined the relationship with a restaurant I love by asking for free food in return for promo. This is not how this works.
Oh no. Oh no. How do I kindly say kick her out? Or no, just start charge. Is she paying rent? I don't know. 3 months is a little too long.
That's enough.
Oh,
That's even for family, it's like, listen, you're gonna have to pay some couch fees. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I
there's a guest
couch surfed for a
bedroom
week
involved.
and then I was like, I felt like a moocher. I was like, let me start paying couch rent.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, no, she could pay rent. She could pay rent. She needs to, if she's an influencer, she should be able to get some sponsorships. I don't know. Do something, girl. You can't just be there, not doing
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, a lot of influencers
Yeah.
are finding out that once the well runs dry, that listen, if you're going to be an influencer, you should be living beneath your means, which means
Mhm.
like, just because, not everybody's going to have like make 50 million as an influencer and stuff like that. You might make money for a little bit, but it's eventual, unless you can translate that into a skill And apparently now Hollywood is giving influencers like movie deals, and they're churning out these horrible scripts. Yeah, just basically be like, hey, listen, get the fuck out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kindly,
job.
respectfully. Get a job, sister.
You know, she's a hot influencer. She should be able to find herself a rich boyfriend.
Tell her to do an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't fix your problems. Just literally be like, hey, rent is due on the 1st of this month. This is how much it is. Or move out. Yeah.
All right. How many? You're working the counter at La Original Casa del Taco in San Diego, the best taco shop in the world there.
Yes, of course. Mhm.
And somebody says, hey, can I get a free meal? And I'll put you guys on my Instagram stories. At how many followers would, like, if they had like 5,000, you're saying, no. If they had 10,000, they had 50,000. If they had 100,000, what number makes you be like, sure, I'll give you a couple of tacos?
What I would personally do would be less about numbers because you can always buy followers and a lot of people do. It would be about, are you verified? And then do a live right now for me and see how many people tune in. And then if you shout, if there's enough live people, like enough people on the live, then you can get your free meal. Do it now. And then we'll see, because that's all that matters. I'm like, I don't care if you're gonna be shouting me out, but like it's not gonna get any
40,000 followers in
I know
Nebraska.
people
It's
that
not
buy
gonna help you.
followers in LA and like just have, they just have a lot of followers, and I'm like, yeah, but you're fucking what is it called? What is it called when people like whatever stuff like that? I'm like, yeah, your engagement is shit. So,
Andy, do you have to deal with any influencers in your news world?
Not necessarily. What's funny is like one of our news anchors, Rigo Villalobos, he apparently has a TikTok and it is like starting to blow up on TikTok. But it's specifically like a news, like, hey, we're gonna look behind the scenes before like the newscast, and he'll do lives like as he's doing the newscast, like he'll put his phone on the side and like it'll go live as he did like, bienvenidos, what I want to say, like whatever, he'll do his thing. I have yet to kind of, well, okay, I've never gotten the like, can I get free shit influencers, but we do get a lot of hey, we're doing this event and it would be great if the news could come out and cover it. And it's like, cool, what's the event? Like, well, we're selling purses. It's like, so you want a commercial? It's not really a news story. Just, well, I just think it would be great if we got exposure. Like, okay, like, are you like, I don't know, feeding kids without eyes or whatever? Like,
yeah, is there a
like,
story
no,
here?
it's just, yeah, so for anyone watching, if you want to go the news route to like promote your stuff, number one, we do have like a sales team, so you could buy your commercial space that way, or have a like community angle that like gives it a little bit more heart. Because you could still like whatever, like the coalition of like whatever purse makers, whatever it is, they're making purses and they're sending it to charity, and it's going to go towards like school backpacks for low income kids. Like, I don't know, something like that would be a little bit more of a news story because you're like giving back. Like, yeah. And to that sister, hit her with the tough love. That's all I gotta say.
Hit her with the tough love. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right, we got a couple more here. I like your okay, this one is called Explain Yourself. Okay. I like your show, but I find your age difference a bit problematic at times unless I'm missing something. You seem to preach that it's not a big deal. Is that to defend yourself? What age gap? Our age difference is problematic. I'm old. Sophia's young. Oh, we're not. Right. Oh, is this because we're a male host and a female host, and they automatically are like, think we're like, no, Sophia.
We're married.
Yeah, we're married, guys, and
Yeah.
and we totally groomed Sophia from the time she was 19 to be a co-host on the show. 10 years later, that was my plan the whole time.
Yeah, I don't get it. Wait, hold on. Are they talking to us, or are they talking about you dating people or me dating people? I don't know. What are they?
I like your show, but I find your age difference a bit problematic. Oh, well, two people from different decades can host a show together? Is that what you're saying?
I think if anything, it makes it better to have a Gen X than a millennial. If anything, we can get a Gen Z in here. That'd be great.
Look,
3
guys,
generations.
I've said before, I like my women a little bit crazier, a lot crazier actually. So,
what does that have to do with any of this, dude?
The age thing is like, what are they talking to? Like, are they saying we're like, I don't know. I think it makes the show better unless you're missing something, which you are.
I would say resubmit with like a why.
Yeah,
because we're open to commentary, but it doesn't seem like you have much commentary there.
No, I think you just took like a hot button point, and we're like, let's make a question out of it.
I was like, Lou's old. Sophia's young.
Sophia's young. Yeah. Nice. We're not married. Also, just say.
Oh yeah, we're not a couple. A lot of
We're not
people think we are.
A lot of people will immediately sort of be like, "Oh, you guys are on the sticker together." Yeah, that's right.
We're co-hosts.
We're
Yes.
co-hosts. We have a show together. Yes.
Yes.
Let's normalize that. Make swag
Yeah,
great
exactly.
again. Writes, I missed you at the festival. Could not make it down from LA. Where can I get some merch to support the show? That's a good question. That's a good question. If
We
you
don't
guys
have a
send-
merch shop, but
We have
what do we
stickers.
have, Lou?
We have I had stickers here a minute ago. Yeah, if you want stickers,
Okay, go get them.
send us money and I'll send you stickers. That's how that works. You send us money, we'll send you stickers. We'll do like $5 and we'll send you for $5. Send us Venmo me $5 and I'll send you some stickers. All right, because I have to get a stamp and an envelope. That's like 50 cents. Oh, there they are. Yes,
Stickers right here, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Boom. All right. Here's
Night
our
cut,
last question of the day. It comes to us with enough with the sulking. Okay. My friend got dumped and he is being a little bitch about it. For a while, we were scared he might do something stupid, but now we just want him to get over it. He has made his whole personality being sad over a breakup. Way too emo. How can you make someone understand they got dumped, get over it, move on?
Oh no. Again, you guys need to give more details because how was the breakup? What happened? I need to know these things. You can't force people to not be sad. You know, you don't know if it was traumatic. I don't know if it was traumatic or not. I don't know. Let's say benefit of the doubt.
How long were they
It's
together?
annoying because it was a very easy breakup and he's just going overboard, right? I don't know. I don't know how you solve that. I feel like everyone has their own little process and I don't know. What do you do when a breakup is stupid and your friend is sulking? I don't know, guys.
Andy?
Let me think. I'll sit on this one.
You gotta shower him with love, and
But
not in like
then, like, it's annoying
sitting
after
in
a
the
while,
elevator,
right?
like that. I think, I mean, if that person's really your homie, you should just be there for him. Like, I don't know, breakups are never easy. There's never like a formula to get over it.
Yeah.
Take him out. I don't know, like try to fucking wingman him and get him laid again. Like, I don't know, like I don't know what the situation was, but
yes,
I don't know. If you like at least help him out, like have a video game night, go out on the town, play karaoke, get tacos. Like, I don't know. Hopefully it'll like distract him or like get him to like vent it enough so that way he can kind of like process it better. No, but
Yeah.
these friends don't sound very nice. Like
They
sound
don't.
kind of shit.
That's why I'm like,
This guy wants to like speed run helping his friend get over a relationship so it doesn't annoy him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know the situation. Maybe it's like it was like a hookup and she didn't want to hook up again. And he's like crestfallen
yeah.
over it. I don't fucking know, but
That's
like
what
you can talk to him.
That's why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt of like, okay, this dude sounds like he doesn't care. It sounds like he already did all that probably. And now has at the point of like, why is he still sulking? Like, get over
Yeah, why is
it.
there so? Listen, I've said this before, and what you want to do is actually, I think there's two movies. The first one is a little movie called Swingers, with Vince Vaughn, directed by Jon Favreau.
Oh,
yeah,
and that is the #1 movie to make your friend watch after a breakup. It is literally about a guy that was like in a 6-year relationship and is like really sulking about a breakup and this and that. And it is a really good, it's a comedy. It's a great movie. But there's a lot of swing dancing, FYI, trigger alert. But there's also a lot of cool parts and there's a lot of stuff there where by the end of the movie, the guy's sort of in a position that we all need to get to after a relationship. So in another movie that's a good about how to rebound post
Eat, pray,
breakup
love.
is Slapworthy
Yeah.
with Sophia. Slapworthy, available for you on our YouTube channel, which is about Sophia's journey post breakup from crying over social media to getting over it. Strong female character there in that one.
Totally.
So yeah, just watch
Watch
those
movies?
movies, take them out, take them to karaoke, buy them a maybe comic book anthology for them to read.
Get him laid. I think that one was a good one, Andy. I think try to get him laid.
Thank you. See, the best way to get over someone is to
Is
get
under
under someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, 56 backers ago. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here with Andy, and we're gonna let her go because she does have to work, and Sophia and I will wrap everything up here as well. So, Andy, again, go to the link is in the chat. Accidental Aliens 23 anthology. Donate what you can. Share it if you can. Thank you very much for being a part of the show, Andy. Obviously, look forward to working with you
thank you for being
on
here,
other
Andy.
stuff in the future. And thanks for hanging out.
We
Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you so much for having me. I had fun.
All right, excellent.
Likewise.
We'll let Andy go as we remind you
As we remind you
that life goes on after a breakup.
Yes. Yeah. Listen,
We need more information. These questions were
we
very
need
half-assed.
you guys need to, yeah, they're very half-assed. We need more information because I'm like, okay, look, so let's say you already tried everything. Because yeah, the natural answer is like give him grace and sympathy and take him out and hang out. But I'm like, if you already did all of that, and he's one of those people that just sulks and cries, like you can't even drink with him because he starts crying at the end of every night. And it's been maybe 5 months. And it was like a quick hookup. It wasn't even a real relationship. Like that's very different than like, oh, he was going through a divorce of like 10, 15 years. Like, I'm like, I don't know what kind of grace to give this guy.
I think it's supposed to be, what is it supposed to be? It's like 1 month for every year you were together or something.
Something like that.
Or
Yeah.
1 week for every month or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. Listen, if it's if it was less than 6 months, you need to get over that fast. If it's like a year plus, we'll give you a good month to 6 weeks. If it was somebody that you were sort of could see a future with, if you're in the 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 year,
that gets a lot more grace. Yeah,
you're gonna get some grace. You can have a year to sulk and to just sort of get your shit together. Just like I said, involve them in more activities. Invite them to go to the gym with you, to go to an event with you. Blah blah blah. Ask them, just get them moving and out and stuff like that.
Yeah, send us more details and we'll comment.
Or let us know. Send us more information about all these questions, please, and kick out your influencer fucking sister.
Yeah, what the hell? She can't be mooching. I'm sorry. Like, pay rent, do something.
All right. Lastly, I just wanted to promote that we have a friend, Natalia, who is hosting a I Love Lucy themed filmmaker creator industry network event in San Diego on Saturday at 7 p.m. I'll put the link to that in the chat as well. I think she's invited me to go since we invited her to the ST Latina Festival. So we'll put that in that as well in case anybody is in the San Diego area and wants to do some industry networking.
When is it?
Saturday.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think you're working, I think, but
very cool. I am working.
I might show up to this and then maybe swing by, say hello if I'm out and about already.
All right.
All right, guys. So again, the Andy's Kickstarter is available now. We'll make sure that we have it linked. I'll put it up on a bunch of places. We're trying to promote our friends and stuff. That's the whole goal of the Gente Show, and the goal of the Latin Spotlight is to, promote our peoples.
Of course. And she stayed the whole pod and had really good takes and is a great creative and awesome just artist.
Funny.
So go support. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. Funny. Fucking did voices for us, had a lot of good contribution.
Yeah.
Well thought out bracket bit.
Love it.
Very happy with our guest today. All right. So go support them. And anything else for you, Sophia, this week? Anything else that you're promoting?
Casa del Taco. Did I mention it? It's a great restaurant in National City, Sweetwater Road. Go.
Yes. I need to flush the
my dad said my dad said if you show up and he's there, you get free food. So
nice. Where is what's your dad's schedule?
Bro, what's my dad's schedule?
I haven't been there in so long, but I have I have a car now. So when I'm out and about and stuff, like I can stop by once in a while. I wouldn't take advantage of it, Sophia. I'm not that kind of guy. But
but also text me his schedule.
But also tell me what days he's gonna be. Is he gonna be there right now? Is he gonna be there right now? No, I'll figure it out. You know what? I'll stop by once in a while. I can stop by now because I have vehicle. So if he happens to be in there, that'll be great. But if not, I'm more than happy to.
He is mobile.
He is mobile. Yeah, watch out. Yeah, for me, you can catch me at the gym. These gods. I'm just kidding. Getting my pumpitude on. And make sure that you guys are listening. Mi Gente Show. We're gonna have an episode drop tonight of us talking with people from life, and film entertainment. We'll be back live next Thursday evening with a guest, and then we'll be doing 2 shows until Sophia leaves on her next vacation after that. So
now we're gonna double up.
Yeah, we're gonna double up. Not next week, but next week just Thursday. But then the 2 weeks following that, we're gonna double up. So we're looking, if you're watching this and you're supposed to be on the show at some point as a guest, reach out to me because we are going to be reaching out to people to schedule that. So without it, right? So for Sofia Carrillo, Luis Martinez, follow us at Mi Gente Show. Thank you for watching tonight, today, during the day. Love you guys.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Peace out.
Vamos, papá, hay que irnos. Me estoy aguantando desde que pusieron el domo.
Puedes esperar. Muchas personas trabajaron en esta película y solo quieren que te aprendas sus nombres de memoria.
Y yo quiero asegurarme de que ningún animal resultó lesionado durante la filmación de esta película.
¡Listo! ¡Uy, palomitas en el suelo!
Espera, parece que Maggie tiene algo que decir. Bueno, su primera palabra. Escuela.
4 años de escuela de cinematografía para esto.